Welcome to the Fantasy Audiobook. Awakened SSSSS-Level Dual Talents, Enslave the Nine-Tailed God Ahri on the Spot. Chapter 1. In the 108th year of Tianqi, Shengxia Empire, Qiantang Province, Duzhong No. 2 Middle School, Class 2, Grade 3. Su Wu was listening attentively to the teacher's story. He had been in this world for 18 years. He had already had a preliminary understanding of this world. This is a world assimilated by games. Everyone will change their job at the age of 18. Kill wild monsters, clear dungeons, attack secret realms, and fight national wars. Power wars, death towers, endless dungeons, cross-border invasions, guarding battlefields, etc. You can get the experience, treasures, and other nutrients that professionals need to grow after changing their jobs. Right now, people fight with people, countries fight with countries. Ethnic groups compete with ethnic groups. In this era of more than 100 years of universal job change, countless sages shed their blood. Only then did the Shengxia Empire turn the chaos from danger to safety. And now there is a peaceful and stable rear area. Everyone, I hope you can live up to the passion of the predecessors, live up to your aspirations, and become the pillars of the empire. The beautiful teacher said solemnly. Okay. Next, let Su Wu from our class lead the team to the job transfer hall for job transfer. Swish. Su Wu stood up. He was the first to walk out of the classroom. The classmates behind him followed closely and formed a long line. They were the first class to transfer jobs. The reason why they were asked to take the lead. Because Su Wu's grades have always been ranked first in the city. The school wants to get a good start. The job transfer temple is located on one side of the teaching building. It is an ancient bronze temple. This temple was not built by humans. It came out of thin air. All high schools and cities in the Shengxia Empire were rebuilt based on this ancient bronze temple. 5 levels are depicted on the outer wall of the temple. The first level is located at the bottom of the wall, with the most engraved portraits, which can be said to be a variety of sentient beings. There are only a few at the top, and they sit on the throne and look down on sentient beings. There is also a cloud of mist on the side. A vague figure is half hidden and half visible in the mist. This is the world-famous professional pyramid. The bottom layer is ordinary professionals, and the top layer is mythical professionals. Hidden outside the clouds are the unique hidden professionals. Based on this and the statistics of the humans on Blue Star. At this stage, professionals are divided into 5 grades in total. Ordinary, rare, epic, legendary, mythical and unique hidden professions. Among them, ordinary grades are the lowest, and they are also the group with the largest base for job transfers. Mythical and unique hidden professions are the best. There is only one mythical professional in the world every year. Because there is no public unique hidden professional yet. So, professional organizations are not good at judging the quality of this profession. So it is listed alongside mythical professionals. After all, it is a profession floating in the clouds in the bronze temple. Again, it will not be lower than legendary professionals. Su Wu walked into the hall. The interior of the hall is like the temple of heaven. Above the 9 steps is a ball of misty glow. He walked into the glow. Buzz. In the blink of an eye, he came to a temple woven by light. In the temple stood a fox girl wearing golden armor and having 9 tails. She was shorter than Su Wu, with furry fiery red ears and a pair of pure eyes. Su Wu stared at her with his eyes wide open. The 9-tailed fox Ahri said softly to Su Wu, "Hello. I am your job changer. My name is Ahri. Welcome to the job changer. Please roll the dice and choose the job that suits you." "Hello, Ahri." Su Wu walked closer to Ahri step by step until a colorful dice appeared in front of him. Clang. A sound came from the quiet palace. The 16-sided dice started to spin rapidly. Buzz. Accompanied by a crisp sound. Then, the colorful dice turned black. It stopped. A strange mark flashed on the side facing Su Wu. Buzz. Congratulations on your successful transfer to the only hidden profession, Slaver. Su Wu's eyes moved. At this time, Ahri introduced. The ability of the only hidden profession is higher than that of the myth profession, and it has a 100-fold growth characteristic and hidden characteristics. You can actively display or hide your profession. After hiding, the profession will be automatically downgraded and disguised according to the information you blocked. After that, she then introduced. the enslaver can enslave any monsters and bosses, even other professionals. In the initial stage, you can only enslave monsters or bosses that are not higher than your level by 5. You will get a slave space, which can be upgraded or used as a storage space. It is divided into activity space and location space. The amount of location space determines the maximum number of slaves you can enslave. The amount of activity space determines the quality of the living environment of your enslaved monsters. Of course, you can also use this space to cultivate some medicinal herbs and food ingredients. The monsters enslaved by you will permanently obey any of your instructions and can be summoned from the slave space to fight for you. After a high-level job transfer, you can even merge with the enslaved monsters, or use the skills of the enslaved monsters to fight. Please unlock your talent. You have a 60% chance of obtaining SSSSS-Level talent. Ahri raised her hand. A picture appeared in front of Su Wu. The picture was a turntable. The turntable was divided into 12 grids, and a question mark composed of different lights floated on all the grids. Buzz. Su Wu tapped on the plate. Ding. A crisp sound sounded. The pointer stopped on a red and purple grid. Buzz. Congratulations on obtaining the SSSSS-Level King of Servants talent. Congratulations on obtaining the SSSSS-Level Slave Enhancement talent. King of Servants. Your enslavement skill has a 100% success rate and 0 consumption. The life that is successfully enslaved by you will offer you experience, props or materials. Slave Enhancement. The life you enslave can be upgraded by devouring special materials, and gain 10 attributes and skill enhancements. Looking at the talent in front of him, Su Wu was a little happy. According to the knowledge he mastered, talents are divided into F, E, A, S, SSSS, a total of 11 levels. Among them, 5S talent is the highest. Even mythical professionals rarely draw such talents. This is really cool. Then, Su Wu couldn't wait to look at his panel. Name: Su Wu. Profession: enslaver only hidden. Level: 0/100. Strength: 9. Agility: 7. Spirit: 12. Constitution: 9. Slave space: 0/10. Space diameter 1 kilometer. Skills: slavery, summoning, release. Talent: seal of the King of Slavery, slave enhancement. Professional features: 100-fold growth, hidden. Slavery: you can force enslave any life that is not more than 5 levels below you, regardless of the other party's state. Enhancement talent: seal of the King of Slavery. Summon: summon the life you enslave from the slave space. This skill can also send the slave into the slave space. Release: release the slave and gain experience points according to the slave's level. There are no attack skills, so you can only capture monsters through enslavement as a means of attack. Su Wu's mouth was a little torn. Is this the only hidden profession that is higher than the myth profession? Please enter the rookie dungeon. Fight the first battle of a professional. Nine-tailed Ahri looked at Su Wen and reminded her. A portal appeared on her left. This portal will lead to a dungeon. As far as Su Wu knows, the rookie dungeon is a tower-breaking dungeon automatically generated according to the characteristics of the professional. The quality of the dungeon evaluation will determine the direction of the professional. The dungeon evaluation is the same as the talent level and is also divided into 11 levels. Professionals with an A-level evaluation or below will not be able to apply for advanced schools. Professionals with an SSS level or below will not be able to participate in the world-class top trials. Novice professionals who complete the top trials will be able to enter the world-class Supreme Professional School of the Shengxia Empire. This is also Su Wu's goal. Click. Just as Su Wu was about to enter the portal, he paused. He turned his head and looked at Ahri. You are so beautiful. Gah, gah, gah. A row of crows flew over his head. Ahri blinked, without any emotion, and did not respond. Suddenly, Su Wu had a fiery and burning thought in his heart. I don't know what level she is. If I can enslave her. Even if I do nothing, just watching her is extremely pleasing to the eyes and comfortable. As an LSP, Su Wu had a little idea. He used the detection technique on Ahri. Buzz. The light and shadow in front of his eyes shook. A panel appeared in his sight. Name: Ahri. Race: Qingqiu Fox Clan. Occupation: God Servant. Identity: Reassigned God Envoy. Level: 0. Description: Ahri is the representative of the god of the number 10,928 Light Reassignment Temple of Kui. She represents the supremacy of the endless dimensions of the endless heavens. Seeing this, Su Wu's enthusiasm burned to the extreme. He smiled brightly and muttered to himself, using one's own spear to attack another's shield, what interesting things will happen? Will the rules collapse? When he said this, he looked up and looked around. Ahri's eyes flashed with a trace of confusion, as if saying, what is this stupid human talking about? In the blink of an eye, her subtle emotions disappeared. It's you, my baby, come to my bowl. Su Wu suddenly waved his hand and pointed at Ahri. Buzz. The slave skill was used. The King of Slaves seal was triggered at the same time. Ahri, who was waiting, was startled. In the blink of an eye, a special red mark was branded on her forehead. Buzz. The space swayed slightly. Ahri disappeared on the spot. Su Wu blinked. Did it succeed? He looked at the slave space excitedly. See, there was a woman standing there at a loss. If this is not the nine-tailed fox, who else could it be? Ha ha, cool. Su Wu clenched his fists excitedly, and he turned his head to look around like a guilty thief. Buzz. In the blink of an eye, he walked quickly into the portal. Buzz. Not long after, a ray of light descended on the empty job transfer temple. The job transfer envoy disappeared. No. A surprised voice came from the temple. Buzz. This is, a human girl entered the temple. The surprised voice sighed. I was careless. As he said, a fox figure appeared in the job transfer temple in a brilliant light. The confused girl saw an ugly fox girl in the blink of an eye. This scared her so much that she took a step back. Hello, I am your job changer. My name is Cho Ji Yu. Welcome to the job changer, please. Cho Ji Yu said softly. Buzz. At this time, Su Wu had just entered the rookie copy. The copy was pitch black. Dim candles were burning on the walls. Red bricks and concrete roofs. Su Wu seemed to be in a tomb passage or a maze. There was a row of rusty weapon racks in front of him. There were rotten furniture all around. There were footsteps coming from far and near outside the door. Crash. Su Wu took a long sword from the weapon rack. He then used the summoning skill to summon Ahri, the nine-tailed fox. Buzz. The appearance of Ahri made the room extremely bright. The drowsy, dark and cold feeling disappeared at the same time. Ahri. Greetings, master. Ahri looked at Su Wu with embarrassment. She wanted to accuse him angrily, but she didn't expect that he would address her in a very submissive and respectful way. This made her want to find a hole to hide in. How dare he? How dare he become my master? I. Tears of grievance rolled in her eyes. Su Wu looked at Ahri in front of him, and he first looked at Ahri's panel. Name: Ahri. Race: Qingqiu Fox Clan. Profession: God Servant. Identity: Reassigned God Envoy. Level: 0. Strength: 100,000. Agility: 100,000. Spirit: 100,000. Constitution: 100,000. Attribute Pool: 0. Unlimited. Skills: Charm Magic. Attribute Pool: Upgrade: Guidance Talent: Invincible, Harmless Charm Magic. Launch a charm on a single target, causing the target to stop all actions and fall into an illusion. Attribute Pool: 1,000 attribute points are condensed every day. Upgrade: you can upgrade any item or life through the attribute points in the attribute pool. Guidance: master all professional information and provide correct guidance to relevant personnel. Invincible: permanently invincible, any attack is invalid to Ahri. Harmless: Ahri will not pose any threat to any life, nor will it attack any life. Therefore, no life will be her enemy. What a powerful force! Su Wu's eyes were shining. He really didn't expect that Ahri at level 0 would be comparable to a god. He could enslave her. It was so cool. The only problem was, Ahri's harmless talent limited her power. She couldn't attack any life. Why did you do this? You offended the great gods. Ahri stared at Su Wu and said softly. It didn't sound like a sullen question. Instead, it sounded like a seduce. This voice and emotion. Ahri's eyes widened. It's over. It's over. I'm enslaved. I've become his slave. My fate. She was very angry, but not angry. This endless resentment. It had accumulated to the point of explosion a second ago. Once he talked to Su Wu. He immediately became very gentle. This feeling was simply tormenting. Su Wu smiled slightly and ordered Ahri, "What can you do for me? Although I can't help you attack monsters, I can help you with the dungeon and give you the most correct career guidance." Ahri bowed and said respectfully, "In addition, I can also upgrade your weapons, equipment, slaves, and props through the attribute points in the attribute pool to improve their strength and attributes." "What about me?" Su Wu asked excitedly. "Can you directly extract the attributes in your attribute pool for me? Or help me upgrade?" Ahri nodded. "The rules don't allow it. The rules stipulate that professionals can only upgrade through their own strength. This is beyond the scope of use of upgrade skills. Can you upgrade for you?" Su Wu asked. Ahri shook her head. "I can only upgrade with your help." "Okay, do you really listen to me?" Su Wu smiled strangely and asked tentatively. Ahri nodded. "Yes, master." "Then kiss me," Su Wu said happily. Ahri's heart skipped a beat and she actually walked closer to Su Wu. Kissed Su Wu. "Haha, so cool." Su Wen laughed. Ahri, who returned to her original place, had a face full of dark clouds. She was in a state of anxiety. The kiss just now made her feel a strange feeling. She not only had no idea of rejection, she actually felt an inexplicable jump. Su Wen then took Ahri out of the room. "When you encounter monsters later, use the charm magic to make them fall into a beautiful illusion and make sure they won't attack me." "Yes, my beloved master." Ahri's eyes flashed with tenderness and said without hesitation. The harmless talent prevented her from attacking any life. But, just let life enter a beautiful illusion. She can still do it. Squeak. The door opened. Outside was a gloomy red brick passage. The passage was about 5 meters wide and more than 100 meters long. At the end was a hall. 2 ghouls were walking in the passage. Click. Without waiting for the ghouls to attack, Ahri had come to the 2 half-man-high little guys in the blink of an eye. She just breathed gently at them. The ghoul's eyes immediately blurred, and the saliva from the corners of his mouth flowed out like a river, and there were humming and chewing sounds in his mouth. Su Wu looked at the ghoul's panel through the detection technique. Ghoul, level 1, strength 10, agility 7, spirit 5, constitution 8, skill, bite. Collect the little brother first, then recruit the boss. He did not attack the ghoul, but used the enslavement skill. Buzz. In the blink of an eye, he successfully enslaved the 2 ghouls. Buzz. You get the ghoul's dedication and get 10 experience points. Get 1 weapon dagger. You get the ghoul's dedication and get 10 experience points. Get 1 cloth armor. At the same time, the harvest prompt of enslaving ghouls appeared in front of Su Wu. Level 1 ghouls can provide me with 10 experience points, which means I only need 10 ghouls to reach level 1. Su Wu muttered softly. He first looked at the equipment donated by the ghouls. Dagger. Agility +2. Cloth armor. Constitution +5. Much better than this broken one. Su Wu threw away the long sword in his hand that had no attribute bonus. He changed into a dagger and cloth armor. Cloth armor is extremely simple to wear. It is like a t-shirt. After putting it on, the cloth armor automatically shrinks to a suitable size according to Su Wu's body shape. He then looked at the ghoul's panel again. Just now, he could only see the numerical value but not the detailed skills. Now the ghouls have become his slaves. Nothing will be hidden. Bite. Launch a fierce bite on the target, causing 10 damage to the target, with a 10% chance of causing a critical hit. A fatal blow. Does it mean that the ghoul bites the throat of the professional or the sharp claws pierce the heart of the professional during the biting process? Su Wu couldn't help but whispered. Ahri beside him nodded and responded, "Your analysis is very correct, my beloved master." Su Wu smiled and stretched out his hand to Ahri. "Come." Yes. Ahri's cheeks flushed and took the initiative to hold Su Wu's hand. The 2 walked hand in hand in the dark corridor of the dungeon. Due to Ahri's own attributes, the light in the dim corridor became like daylight. The terrifying atmosphere disappeared and turned into a dilapidated old building environment. The ghouls can't speak, but they can communicate with Su Wu mentally. Under Su Wu's control, they ran to the end of the corridor. Bang, bang, bang. When Su Wu entered the next room, 2 ghouls were fighting with 4 other ghouls. Although they were injured, they were still very brave. Seeing this, Su Wu did not let Ahri use the charm spell. He wanted to try to see if he could enslave the ghouls in this state. Buzz. You get the ghoul's dedication. You get 10 experience points. You get weapons. Dagger. ... You get the ghoul's dedication. You get 10 experience points. You get 1 blood crystal. Soon, 4 ghouls were successfully enslaved by Su Wu. During the process, the ghouls showed resistance at a distance, and even attacked. But they all lost their ability to resist in the blink of an eye. This is entirely dependent on Su Wu's King of Servants seal. Otherwise, with only 1 enslavement skill, it is not enough to enslave the opponent 100% when the monster is awake. In other words, this skill has a certain chance of failure. Because the 5S level talent King of Servants seal has a 100% enslavement efficiency. Only then did Su Wu quickly enslave the monster. This process took about 1 second. At this time, Su Wu already had 6 ghouls. Gained 60 experience points. What a pity. Su Wu looked at Ahri unconsciously again. Why is Ahri so poor? He doesn't even have any experience. Ahri seemed to have heard Su Wu's voice and hurriedly explained, Master. It's not that I don't want to contribute. It's just that the rules limit me. I don't have this ability. I don't have any experience or props for you to use. She showed guilt when she said this. Sorry, I'm disappointed. She said softly and low. At this moment, she roared in her heart. Enslaving me is fine. You still want me to contribute. It's okay, as long as you are here. This world is fragrant. Su Wu patted Ahri's hand. Ahri, who was in a state of intense psychological activity, was stunned, looked at Su Wu affectionately and said, Woo woo woo. Master, you are so good to me. Don't worry, I will dedicate everything I have to you. Ah, I'm about to break. The roar of another Ahri became smaller and smaller. Su Wu looked at the new spoils of war. Blood crystal, a must-have for slavery advancement, an essential energy material for refining medicine and equipment. Note, exclusive drop for slavers. Exclusive drop. Su Wu held the blood crystal in his hand. He turned his head and looked at Ahri. Do you want to upgrade Ahri? Buzz. Insufficient blood crystals. Please prepare 100 blood crystals to meet the upgrade requirements. 100. Su Wu's eyes moved. According to the drop rate just now, there is only 1 blood crystal for 6 ghouls. So he needs to kill 600 ghouls to gather the resources for Ahri's promotion. This is crazy. There must not be so many ghouls in the rookie copy. Master, this is a blood crystal that only monsters killed by slavers have a certain chance of dropping. Ahri turned on the guidance mode again. Su Wu asked, do other professions have this ability? Only epic, mythical and unique professions have this ability. Ahri responded. Su Wu nodded and looked at the ghoul. Do you want to upgrade the ghoul? The prompt appeared again. This time there was no prompt about insufficient blood crystals. The ghoul only needs 1 to upgrade. Ahri needs 100. This can be judged. Ahri is 100 times stronger than the ghoul. Don't worry. Su Wu shook his head and threw the blood crystal and dagger into the slave space. Continue to walk along the passage. After a while, Su Wu enslaved 3 more ghouls. The 10 positions in the slave space are now all occupied. He got 1 cloth armor and 2 daggers. The experience value also reached 90 points. The distance to successful upgrade. Only 1 ghoul is left. Squeak. He pushed open a dilapidated wooden door. Howl. A monster inside the wooden door turned and looked at Su Wu, letting out a deafening roar. The dilapidated room was about 200 square meters. There was a coffin in the middle. The surrounding open space was covered with a layer of bones. Under the wall opposite Su Wu, there was an entrance going down. Obviously, this room was the last one on this floor. The one roaring in the room was a 2-meter-tall zombie swordsman wearing wrought iron armor and holding a mithril sword. Ahri walked into the room as soon as possible. She used the charm magic to make the swordsman enter a beautiful dream. Su Wu looked at the swordsman's panel. Gravedigger Corpse Elite Monster. Level 2. Strength 30. Agility 5. Spirit 20. Constitution 30. Skill / only 5 agility, but super strength and constitution. Su Wu muttered softly. He was hesitating whether to enslave a gravedigger corpse. Master, gravediggers are corpses of dead warriors. Although they move slowly, they are excellent meat shields. My suggestion is to enslave 1 to 3 of them as close protection. The nine-tailed fox Ahri gave a suggestion. After listening, Su Wu looked at the ghouls around him. He chose one and used the release skill on it. Buzz. The ghoul's body flashed with light. It regained its freedom from the state of slavery. Then, the body gradually disappeared in this space. Buzz. You successfully released the ghoul. Thanks for getting 10 experience points. In the blink of an eye, a prompt appeared in front of Su Wu. Buzz. The next second, golden light bloomed on his body. The 10 experience points gained from releasing the ghoul. It raised his level from 0 to 1. The level increase brought a strong increase in strength. This made Su Wu feel that he had changed. If he could punch through a 5 cm thick wooden board before the upgrade, then he is now. One punch can smash a 20 cm thick brick wall. Strong physical fitness makes his hearing, smell, and vision more acute and powerful. He can even clearly hear the sound of the wind generated by the air circulation in the downward passage of the room and in the room. He can also see the rotten and hairy flesh on the gravedigger. Smell the disgusting corpse gas inside and outside the room. He immediately looked at his panel. Name: Su Wu. Profession: Enslaver, the only hidden. Level: 10300. Strength: 109. Agility: 107 plus 2. Spirit: 112. Physique: 109 plus 5. Equipment: dagger, cloth armor. Slave space level 1 10/20, space diameter 1 km. Nine-tailed fox 1, ghoul 8. Skills: slavery level 1, summoning level 1, release level 1. Talents: seal of the king of slaves, slave gain. Professional features: 100-fold growth, hidden. This upgrade, the slave space and skills have become level 1. The slave position of the slave space has become 20. The space has not become larger. This should require special materials to upgrade to expand the space. Although Su Wu's 3 skills have been upgraded, but there is no numerical change. However, his 4-dimensional attributes have been increased by 100 times. Normally, each time the 4-dimensional attributes of ordinary professionals are upgraded, only 1 attribute point can be increased. But he has gained 100 times the attribute point because of the characteristic of the only hidden profession, 100-fold growth. This is simply awesome. Now he, even without ghouls and gravediggers, he can easily defeat these little Karami. This upgrade. What he regrets is that Ahri, ghouls and other slave creatures have not been upgraded. This shows that, if you want to upgrade slaves, you must use materials. Or wait for a day until Ahri's attribute pool accumulates 1000 attribute points. Upgrade the slave monsters through Ahri's skills. Su Wu looked at it and used enslavement on the gravedigger. Buzz. You successfully enslaved the gravedigger. The gravedigger gives you 20 experience points. The gravedigger gives you 1 blood crystal. Good. Su Wu smiled slightly. Blood crystals are more useful than other equipment. He just enslaved a gravedigger and got 1 blood crystal. Obviously, this kind of monster has a higher chance of dropping blood crystals than the ghoul. Su Wu looked at the gravedigger's skills. Chop. Launch a top-down chop at the target, causing 50 plus 100% of the target's strength damage. The gravedigger's skills can cause 80 points of damage. This is already very high. Su Wu nodded. He tried to use blood crystals on the gravedigger. Discovered. It takes 2 blood crystals to upgrade the gravedigger. He put the blood crystal in his hand into the slave space for storage. Arrange the ghouls to guard the entrance and exit of the lower space first. Then the 9-tailed Ahri entered. Soon, Master, everything is safe here. Ahri's voice sounded in the passage. Su Wu then stepped down the vertical ladder to the second space with confidence. He appeared in an empty room. There was nothing here except the broken pottery jar. After Su Wu arranged the formation for the ghouls and gravediggers, the 11-man team left the room in a mighty manner. Outside the room was a huge hall. There were a large number of gravediggers and ghouls wandering in the hall. Ahri, let's see the effect first. Su Wu grabbed Ahri, who was about to go out to charm. Ahri turned on her toes obediently and came to Su Wu's side. Yes. The ghouls deliberately made a noise. The wandering monsters heard the sound and rushed over here. Under Su Wu's control, 2 of the 8 ghouls cooperated with the gravediggers to guard Su Wu. The remaining 6 were divided into 2 teams. They moved in a small area in a 3-3 formation. Wow, 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 as their own ghouls used the skill bite on the monsters that came to kill them. Soon, the ghouls that came to kill them were quickly killed. Gain 10 experience points. Gain 10 experience points. Gain 20 experience points. 10 minutes later. A black shadow suddenly approached Su Wu. A long sword stabbed out from the gap on the left side of Su Wu. At this moment, Ahri pulled Su Wu back into the room. The gravedigger ghouls on their side who were guarding Su Wu used the skill chop the moment the other party emerged from the shadow. Bang! The shadow was severely crushed. It fell to the ground and shook violently. Seeing the ghouls cooperating with the gravedigger ghouls were about to get rid of the other party, Su Wu quickly used the enslavement skill on the shadow monster. Buzz! You successfully enslaved the shadow assassin. You received the dedication of the shadow assassin and gained 30 experience points. You obtained 1 blood crystal. You obtained magic equipment. Southwest storage ring. Southwest storage ring. 16 grids. Enchantment. Night vision. After wearing the ring, you will have the ability of night vision. This is a blue ring. The equipment in this world is divided into 7 equipment grades: white ordinary equipment, gray irreparable equipment, green suit, blue magic equipment, orange unique equipment, red equipment with skills, and purple exclusive equipment. You can get blue magic equipment at level 1. The probability of this is almost 0. This is all due to the benefits brought by Su Wu's talent of the King of Servants. Just as Su Wu picked up the ring, a prompt suddenly jumped into his eyes. Do you want to consume Southwest storage ring to upgrade the enslavement space? Su Wu's heart moved. He now has a slave space with a diameter of 1 kilometer. It can store items far exceeding the storage ring and the upper limit of the storage items. Storage grid rings have no effect on him, although night vision is a little bit useful. But it is dispensable for Su Wu now, because he has a natural big torch, 9-tailed Ahri. Thinking of this, he directly chose yes. Buzz! The prompt shook slightly. The storage ring in his hand disappeared. Buzz! Upgrade successful. A prompt appeared in front of Su Wu. He looked at the attributes of the slave space on the panel. Slave space level 1, 11/20, space diameter 2 kilometers. 9-tailed fox 1, ghoul 8, grave digger 1, shadow assassin 1. The diameter has increased by 1 kilometer. Good. Su Wu laughed at this. This upgrade gives him a general understanding of the spatial expansion of the slave space. Afterwards, he looked at the panel of the shadow assassin. Shadow assassin elite monster. Level 3. Strength 20, agility 50, spirit 50, constitution 25. Skill shadow stealth, hide in the shadows and appear outside when attacking. What a pity. Su Wu sighed softly. The 9-tailed Ahri next to him said, Master, although the shadow assassin's skill is not a powerful assassination skill, it is very useful for spying on intelligence and scanning maps. It is a very useful tool. Hearing you say that, I feel like I have suddenly become enlightened. Su Wu was shocked and couldn't help but pinch Ahri's hand and said. This kind of reminder made Su Wu's mind active. He then came outside again. More and more gravediggers and ghouls gathered around. The activity space of the 3 teams on his side has been compressed to the extreme. Seeing this, Su Wu first enslaved the ghouls. After enslaving 4 ghouls in succession, he began to enslave the gravediggers. Soon, the enslavement slots in his enslavement space were full again. Now he has enslaved 12 ghouls and 6 gravediggers. With the shadow assassin and the 9-tailed Ahri, there are exactly 20 enslavement slots. Not long. You get 20 experience points. Buzz! You have successfully reached level 2. Su Wu successfully reached level 2. His 4-dimensional attributes increased by 100 points again. The slave space and skills were upgraded to level 2. The slave positions became 30. At this moment, Su Wu got a total of 12 daggers, 21 pieces of cloth armor, and 13 blood crystals. He looked around. The monsters on this floor have been cleared. Su Wu ordered the ghouls to explore the surroundings in a 3-3 formation. 5 minutes later, the ghouls found the way to the lower floor. The road was a spiral staircase going down. A suffocating stench came from under the stairs. Go! Su Wu issued an order. The ghouls were in front. The gravedigger protected Su Wu and Ahri in a ring. The shadow assassin hid in Su Wu's shadow for protection. Soon, Su Wu came to the next level of space. Howl! Suddenly, two giant fire dogs burning with flames suddenly jumped out. The ghoul rushed up at the first moment. Bang! 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 The giant fire dog, which was as tall as a person, turned around in just one turn. The ghoul was knocked out. Su Wu used the detection technique on the fire dog. Hellfire dog. Level 4. Strength, 70. Agility, 50. Spirit, 50. Constitution, 100. Skill, pounds. ... Wow! Suddenly, a hellfire dog pounced on a ghoul. It opened its bloody mouth violently. It bit off the ghoul's head in one bite. All this happened in the time interval when Su Wu checked the fire dog panel. Less than 1 second. One ghoul was lost. Su Wu frowned and looked over. The hellfire dog that bit off the ghoul's head did not eat the head, but spit it out directly. It spit a few mouthfuls of saliva with sparks on the ground. It seemed that it had just eaten garbage. It polluted its mouth. Good dog. Su Wu was not surprised but laughed. The hellfire dog's killing skill just now was really fast. He did not hesitate. Buzz. The enslavement skill was used. A hellfire dog was directly transformed into a friendly army. You successfully enslaved the hellfire dog. You received the dedication of the hellfire dog and gained 40 experience points. Obtained weapon. Flame scepter. Obtained blood crystal. 1. Flame scepter. Wisdom plus 10. Ignite. Ignite the target, causing the opponent to continue to suffer 1 point of fire damage for 10 seconds. Another hellfire dog looked at his companion walking towards the opposite side, and couldn't help but widen his eyes. Woof. 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 Voice. Are you going to betray? The friendly hellfire dog responded. I am only loyal to one master. Just when the other hellfire dog was confused, Su Wu's enslavement skill was used again. In the blink of an eye, 2 powerful hellfire dogs became his assistants. The number of monster legions increased by 1. Woof. 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 In the empty room, the hellfire dogs barked in unison. In the dark shadows, one shadow assassin after another was pounced out by the flame dogs. Su Wu was overjoyed when he saw this. He hurriedly stopped the flame dogs from pounced. He used the enslavement skill in succession. He harvested 9 shadow assassins, making a perfect team. The rest of the shadow assassins were all destroyed by the monster army. After this battle, his experience value became 460 points. There are still 50 experience points to upgrade. He also obtained 7 blood crystals, 3 white longbows and 1 gray war hammer. Not bad. Su Wu took limited small steps. He walked straight towards the golden door with gold coins in front of him. Before pushing the door open, he had heard the prayers coming from behind the door. Ahri took 2 quick steps at this time. Master. This is the scripture for summoning demons. The cultists are summoning demons through blood sacrifice. Demons, Su Wu muttered softly. He studied in school for 12 years. At least 5 years of that time was spent on teaching about the regular copies of demons and coping strategies, behavioral habits and types, etc. This is the largest and most terrifying enemy that humans have encountered so far. They come from the abyss. They like to have a tangle with any tribe across time and space. I think I can have a demon. Su Wu looked up at the monsters in front of him. After thinking for a moment, decided to release a gravedigger. This guy is too slow. Except for being a shield, it can hardly cope with any monster's attack. Buzz. You successfully released the gravedigger. Thanks for getting 20 experience points. A broken gravedigger disappeared on the spot. Su Wu then reached out and pushed open the golden door. Click. The door was gently pushed. As if a mechanism had been triggered. It automatically split to both sides. The scene behind the door came into view. This is a square room of about 1,000 square meters. In the center of the room there is an altar with a diameter of 10 meters. There are a large number of corpses piled around the altar. The rich blood has already poured into the dents of the altar array. The whole room is filled with an extremely strong smell of blood and rotten meat. At the 4 positions of the magic array, there stood a wizard in a black cloak respectively. They were closing their eyes with a look of enjoyment, with their hands clasped together on their chests, and the voices chanting in their mouths became more and more passionate. As they continued to chant the scriptures, the wizard's body was also withering rapidly. They seemed to have not noticed it, and as if they had no consciousness. Crash! In the mass of flesh and blood in the center of the altar, there were bursts of sound. Master, we must stop them quickly. Seeing this, Ahri hurriedly said to Su Wen. Su Wen shook his head. He did not let the monster army take action. He stood at the door, as if he was a spectator. Why? Ahri asked, puzzled. Su Wu smiled faintly. Ali, you have seen the world after all. Is it necessary to make such a fuss? But demons are enemies, once they are exposed. Ahri was stunned while explaining. She suddenly understood Su Wu's decision. Don't forget that this is a novice copy space. Normally, if you want to get a higher evaluation, you naturally have to kill the strongest monster. Su Wu said excitedly. For a professional like me, the more powerful the monster, the more interested I am. In my eyes, the enemy is just a tool to be enslaved. Understand? As the mage was drained of the power of the formation, the mass of flesh and blood in the center of the formation has begun to take human form. This is a very plump female demon. She has a pair of black crow-like wings. On the gradually solidified body, a strange chain is wrapped around it. No, that is not a metal chain. It is a soul chain condensed by a special power. The nine-tailed fox Ahri involuntarily blocked Su Wu's approach. Although she was extremely reluctant, but another extremely enthusiastic and emotional self. She was ready to resist all fatal injuries for Su Wu. Ghouls and gravediggers still set up their formations and remained unmoved. The shadow assassin condensed in Su Wu's shadow, waiting to block injuries at any time. Su Wu immediately used the detection technique on the demon that had not yet fully revealed its form. Buzz. A panel appeared in front of Su Wu. Name: Morgana, Elite Boss. Race: Fallen Angel. Occupation: Soul Mage. Level: 5. Strength: 300. Agility: 300. Spirit: 500. Constitution: 300. Skills: Soul Drain, Dark Shield, Demon Transformation. As this, the boss panel, Su Wu was immediately delighted. Morgana is almost the same as Ahri, the nine-tailed fox. Both are monsters, with their own names, occupations, and tribes. Look at Morgana's body shape. She is definitely a beauty. How can you bear to let such a beautiful person be repeatedly tortured by professionals? It's so pitiful. No, I want to save her. Su Wu shook his head repeatedly when he saw this. Just as Morgana's feet landed on the ground, her wings slowly spread, and she was about to open her eyes. Buzz. Slavery. The skill was used. Morgana's brows touched slightly. The next second, she suddenly opened her eyes. I saw. A trace of doubt appeared in a pair of purple eyes. Woo, woo, woo. The ghouls and gravediggers here surrendered voluntarily. Morgana exuded the aura of a superior. The oppressed ghouls and gravediggers were almost unable to move. Shame. Su Wu shook his head when he saw this. Now it seems. These monsters don't seem to have much effect. Nine-tailed Ahri looked at Morgana vigilantly, and there was a trace of sympathy in her eyes. Yes, this demon queen was enslaved just after she came. How similar to her experience not long ago. Morgana looked at Su Wu. Just when she was about to take action subconsciously. Come here. Su Wu waved at Morgana without being shy. Yes, my beloved master. Morgana was stunned, and walked towards Su Wu honestly. While walking, her aura was stirring. A purple long dress was put on. At this moment, she roared in her heart. No. No, no, this is not the script. Why, I just got interested in this world, how could I be enslaved? Shame. A lifetime of shame. ... Click. Morgana walked briskly to Su Wu. She lifted her skirt. She performed the etiquette of a servant to Su Wu. Su Wu reached out and held Morgana's hand, smiling and said, "Good girl. Follow me from now on. The master's will is my motivation. Morgana is willing to give everything for you." Morgana's queen-like voice floated around. Buzz. You get Morgana's dedication and get 200 experience points. Get 10 blood crystals. Get 1 blue magic item demon necklace. Su Wu's eyes lit up when he saw this. Boom. The next second, a golden light burst out from his body. Congratulations on reaching level 3. Upgraded again. Su Wu muttered happily. At present, his average 4-dimensional attributes are above 300 points. The slave space is promoted to level 3. He got 10 slave slots again. Although the skills have also been upgraded to level 3. But the data has not changed at all. He took a quick look at the panel. He turned his head to look at the spoils. Demon Necklace. Blue, Spirit plus 50, Enchantment, Soul Shock. Stimulate shock waves, causing the target individual to fall into a dizzy state for 5 seconds. Good stuff. He hung it directly around his neck. And then, Su Wu looked at Morgana's skills. Soul Drain. Pin the target with soul chains, causing 20 points of continuous soul damage to the target per second, lasting for 5 seconds. At the same time, the damage caused to the target is converted into soul energy to replenish its own losses. Consume 5 points of spirit. Dark Shield. Summons a dark magic shield that can resist 100 points of attack for all friendly units within a 10-meter range. Lasts for 1 minute. Cooldown time is 5 minutes. Consume 10 points of spirit. Demon Transformation. Consume 10 points of spirit to transform corpses and monsters into demons. Group Enhancement Skills. And it also comes with a little brother skill. Su Wu's eyes lit up after seeing it, and he quickly asked Morgana to put on the dark shield for himself, Ahri, and the surrounding monsters. In the blink of an eye, Su Wu and the monster army were covered with a layer of black and gray oval shield. The shield does not affect the line of sight. It looks like a transparent eggshell. Morgana also noticed Ahri at this time. She looked at Ahri, who was looking at her in disbelief, and couldn't help but whispered sarcastically, "I didn't expect that even the gods have become so corrupt. Disgusting guy. You should think about yourself. You can't come back for a long time, and the group of traitors under your command may start an internal fight." Nine-tailed fox Ahri retorted while picking earwax. She was very angry in her heart. "I knew it. I knew it. This fool. Why did I have to suffer such a huge clatter?" At this time, the light of the formation around the altar went out. The corpses in the pile of corpses suddenly stood up one by one. They walked towards this side like dead trees, slowly. Zombie. Level 1. Strength 2. Agility 0. Spirit 1. Constitution 50. Skill Infection. Su Wu shook his head after looking at the panel of the zombies through the detection technique. At this time, Morgana volunteered. "Master, this is the conversion sacrifice prepared by the believers for me. Please allow me to use the demon conversion skill to transform them into servants." "Okay." Su Wu nodded. He also wanted to see Morgana's skills. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Morgana raised her slender arms. As she locked her mind, the soul chain wrapped around her waist made a clattering sound. In the blink of an eye, many zombies were nailed by the chain. Crackling. After about 3 seconds, the bodies of the zombies made a series of crisp sounds. A zombie as tall as a person was seen. It quickly turned into a little demon about 1.5 meters tall, with a hunched body and blood-red skin. After these little demons were transformed, they knelt in front of Morgana. Su Wu looked at his panel. No experience was added. No slave position was occupied. "Okay," he said with a smile. "There is a team of nearly 20 little demons for no reason. This dungeon is getting more and more interesting." Boom, boom. In the next second, the direction of the altar suddenly shattered. A big black hole appeared in the smoke and dust. "What's going on?" Su Wu looked at the big hole, and his mind flashed. 3 shadow assassins quickly entered the big hole. "Buzz, your copy has been invaded by an unknown intrusion. Rookie test is more dangerous. Blood test is on. Kill the enemy professional who invaded the novice copy." A blood-red prompt appeared in front of Su Wu. He looked at Ahri fiercely. "What is the blood test?" "Master, it seems that we have encountered a copy invasion." Nine-tailed fox Ahri explained with a relaxed look. "This is an invasion of your Shengxia Empire's job transfer activity by a hostile country using some special props. Don't worry, the opponent's level is no more than level 10. If you succeed in killing the opponent, you will receive a special reward." Her clear and pleasant voice sounded. Su Wu said in surprise, "There is no mention of this situation in school." This is an extremely rare invasion. Usually, this kind of invasion prop is allowed to be used against a country once every 5 years. It has been 10 years since your blue star has seen this situation. Nine-tailed fox Ahri said. At this time, the shadow assassin reported the situation below through the spiritual connection with Su Wu. There is a passage with no end in sight under the big hole. The passage is 30 meters wide and about 20 meters high. The whole body is like a metal forging. Su Wu ordered the shadow assassin to hide below. He looked at the little demons transformed by Morgana. Little demon, level 5, identity, servant, strength, 50, agility, 60, spirit, 30, constitution, 50, existence time, 1 hour and 10 minutes. Master, I can only transform temporarily at this stage. Morgana straightened her chest and said seriously. Su Wu sighed. What a pity. While speaking, he put all the ghouls and gravediggers into the slave space. Then he ordered Morgana, arrange your little demons to look for enemies below first. You disguise yourself. Act as a professional with Ahri, and try not to talk. At this point, he asked Ahri, does the dungeon invasion only invade my own dungeon, or will the dungeons of all the people who have participated in the job transfer in the Shengxia Empire be invaded? The highest level of invasion is a regional invasion. The rules allow the dungeons of multiple professionals to be connected, so that the invader and the invaded are in the same map space. Ahri said seriously. Why? Su Wu asked puzzledly. Ahri was stunned and asked puzzledly, I don't understand what you want to express. Why do you use the dungeon invasion prop? Su Wu explained the problem. Ahri said solemnly, this is also a procedure for selecting elite seeds. It is also a common means of intervening in the growth of other forces, or cutting off the other party's young generation, causing other forces to have a level fault. It can effectively curb the development of the Shengxia Empire. The most important thing is that once this kind of thing succeeds, it can extract part of the national fortune of the Shengxia Empire. And then cause some natural disasters in the Shengxia Empire. I understand your idea, but this is a war between professional forces. After speaking, she looked at Morgana. Morgana raised a wicked smile. Master, don't worry. With me here, all enemies are trash. Let's go, said. The three of them walked along the collapsed hole, stepped on the uneven stones and came to the passage below. At one end of the passage was a closed wall. There was only one direction to walk. Su Wu manipulated the shadow assassin to explore the way ahead, while arranging the 7 shadow assassins around him to closely spy on him in front and behind. To alert the possible enemies. Time passed little by little. I don't know how long I walked. Su Wu stopped. Stop and rest. He didn't plan to go on. From entering the cave to now, he has walked a total of 52,613 steps. It is estimated to be about 31 kilometers. In theory, no matter how long the passage is, it should be walked out. But the situation is not right. There is still no end in front. He was worried that he had fallen into the enemy's trap. Then he stopped and did not continue to insist. Master, are you hungry? Morgana came over. All the little demons she transformed were dead. Su Wu nodded and said, indeed. This may be an infinite passage deliberately created by the hostile forces, with the purpose of torturing the spirit, physical strength and endurance of rookie professionals. Nine-tailed Ahri said at this time. She is a god. She can survive without eating and drinking. Now after listening to Morgana's concern for Su Wu, a touch of jealousy arose in his heart. Don't you think it's too late to say it now? Morgana rolled her eyes in contempt. She suggested to Su Wu, the flesh and blood of ghouls are edible for you humans. Unlike gravediggers and shadow assassins, they do not have toxins that can affect human health. At most, they don't taste that good. When she said this, her eyes were full of expectations. Nine-tailed Ahri glared after hearing this, and she hurriedly said, no. Theoretically, ghouls are deformed humans. I don't think the master will eat the same kind. No, if I have to eat it, in order to survive, I will follow Morgana's advice. Su Wu shook his head, but I don't need to survive this way now. The current situation made him realize that he needed to store some food and water in the slave space. In case of emergency. Thinking of this, Su Wu jumped. He thought, Ahri had said before that the activity space of the slave space can be used to grow and cultivate plants. How to do this? He looked at Ahri and asked this question. Ahri answered seriously. You need to upgrade the slave space to level 5. You will get an opportunity to advance. At that time, you have 2 choices. You only need to choose it as a resource space. Level 5, not far away. Su-woo murmured silently. He motioned Ahri to sit beside him. Then he rested his head directly on Ahri's legs. I'll sleep for a while. Morgana, pay attention to the surroundings. Yes, master, Morgana said with a smile. Wait for Su-woo to close his eyes. Morgana immediately showed her fangs to Ahri, her eyes full of dissatisfaction. Why is it her? Bah. Nine-tailed Ahri smiled slightly and looked at Su-woo, who was sleeping proudly. Hee. I'm so happy. It seems that my weight in the master's heart is far greater than that demon. At the same time, in the hearts of the 2 women. Almost at the same time, another dissatisfied voice appeared. Ah. Disgusting. ... In another dense jungle area in the copy. Harada-kun, the interception team is ready. How long will it take us to make a move? Kojima Takakawa asked with a look of arrogance. Katsuno Harada grilled steak while inviting Takayama Kojima to sit down. It won't take too long. After all, the longest invasion time here is no more than 24 hours. But, before that, we need to make good use of the endless sewer, a disposable prop, to wear down their will, consume their physical strength and spirit, and it would be best if we could drive them crazy. Swish. As he said, he handed over a piece of steak. As the leader of this time, Katsuno Harada and his lurking team have a total of 3,000 level 10 professionals. Since the job change last year, have been staying in the secret base to receive invasion training. Until these 2 days, we got the specific news of the invasion. For this moment, they have prepared thousands of plans and nearly 10,000 strategies. This time, there must be no mistakes. This is a secret operation to strike Shenxia with a foot basin. They would rather die than fail. This is related to the international life and death test in the near future. I understand. Kojima Takakawa nodded and said puzzledly, I still think this action is too conservative. Su-woo opened his eyes in a daze. Soft light supported the darkness. The passage was so quiet that only the sound of breathing could be heard. Ahri looked at Su-woo, her cheeks flushed, and she turned her head to look elsewhere. Morgana, who was leaning against the wall and resting lazily with her eyes closed, suddenly opened her eyes. She looked at Su-woo, who was not fully awake yet, and said hypocritically, Master. There is no danger around, you can take a rest for a while. Don't worry, I'll take care of everything for safety. Tisk, I slept for a while too. How could you say such a thing? Green tea. Ahri rolled her eyes disdainfully and muttered in a low voice. The 2 women didn't realize it at all. The self who was still fighting before actually disappeared without knowing it. Su-woo stretched out his hand and wiped the saliva from the corner of his mouth. He stretched out his hand to remove some water stains. He said seriously, Sorry. The saliva splashed on you. It's okay, master. It will dry in a while. Ahri was flattered and shook his head quickly. Morgana said with a wicked smile, Master. I especially like to eat candied sweet potatoes. Ahem. How long have I slept? Su-woo rolled his eyes and changed the subject. 10 hours. Estimated, Ahri and Morgana said in unison. After the 2 finished speaking, they suddenly raised their heads and looked at each other. HMPH. Then, they turned their heads and looked away proudly. You 2, you will be a family from now on. You can't be like enemies, you are all sisters. You must be close and live in peace. Su-woo immediately scolded with a stern face. After hearing this, the 2 women nodded quickly. I will follow the master's wishes. At this time, Nine-tailed Ahri said, Master. I have accumulated 1,000 attribute points in my attribute pool, which can be used to upgrade your other subordinates. Oh, Su-woo's eyes moved. He summoned a ghoul from the slave space. Nine-tailed Ahri immediately used the upgrade skill. Buzz. In an instant, the ghoul's body flashed. It was promoted from level 1 to level 2. Su-woo first looked at the ghoul's panel. Ghoul. Level 2. Strength 20. Agility 14. Spirit 10. Constitution 16. Skill Bite. The attribute value has increased by 1 times. Su-woo turned his head and looked at Ahri. What about the consumption? 1 attribute point, Ahri said happily. Su Wu's heart skipped a beat. If this is amplified, try it. See how many levels it can be upgraded to. Su Wu ordered again. Buzz, 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 buzz. As Ahri continued to upgrade, the ghoul was also changing rapidly. Its body gradually expanded from half a person's height to a person's height. Then it was 2 meters, 2.5 meters. Finally it stopped at 3 meters in height. Its body also changed from being thin and hunched like a cat or dog at the beginning. Now it is upright. Its body is as broad as a wall. Master, this is the highest limit I can reach now. Ahri stopped. Su Wu looked. I saw that the ghoul had been promoted to level 10. It seems that Ahri can only upgrade monsters to level 10 higher than her current level. Su Wu muttered softly. However, a level 10 ghoul is too scary. Ghoul, level 10, strength 5120, agility 3584, spirit 2560, constitution 4096, skill, bite. Description: the highest stage of the ghoul's alienation. If you want to continue to upgrade, you need to break through the life barrier. There is a 30% chance of obtaining a talent. Breakthrough requirements: not 10 level 10 elite monsters or professionals. Su Wu looked at the passage thoughtfully and said, "Don't worry." He followed. Summons the remaining 10 ghouls to level up Ahri. Su Wu carefully checked. The ghouls' panels are all exactly the same. At the moment, Ahri has only consumed 110 attribute points. Su Wu summoned the Gravedigger again. Buzz. The light of promotion shines. The Gravedigger is promoted from level 2 to level 3. Master, consumed 5 attribute points, Ahri said seriously. Su Wu nodded and looked at the Gravedigger's panel at the first time. Gravedigger Elite Monster. Level 3. Strength 31. Agility 6. Spirit 21. Constitution 31. Skill / garbage. Su Wu shook his head. This thing only increases 1 attribute point when it is upgraded by 1 level. Its value is far less than that of the ghoul. Garbage. Release. Do it as soon as you think of it. Su Wu cast the release skill on the Gravedigger. You successfully released the Gravedigger. Thanks for 70 experience points. In the blink of an eye, the Gravedigger disappeared. Su Wu's eyes were shocked. You know, a level 2 Gravedigger can bring Su Wu 20 experience points. According to the information he explored the dungeon, a level 3 monster can provide him with 30 experience points. But the level 3 Gravedigger actually gave 70 experience points. What's going on? 1 point of attribute provides 10 experience points. Su Wu looked at Ahri. Ahri shook his head. Sorry, Master. I only have some understanding of the information of the profession, the basic information of the monster and the basic information of the dungeon. For this deeper level of rules, I don't have this knowledge. Su Wu nodded. He looked at the level attribute on his panel. Level 3 251 thousandths. If it is really possible, then can I get more experience points by upgrading the waste slave and then releasing it? Thinking of this, he summoned another Gravedigger corpse. Give it a 2-level upgrade. Buzz. In the blink of an eye, the Gravedigger corpse was promoted to level 4. Its promotion was the same as the previous one. Each attribute only gets a 1-point bonus at each level. Rubbish. Su Wu released the Gravedigger corpse again. Buzz. You successfully released the Gravedigger corpse, and received 120 experience points of thanks. Sure enough, Su Wu's eyes lit up and he was overjoyed. This was exactly what he guessed. It seems to be true. The 1-point attribute value consumed by Ahri can be exchanged for an average of 10 experience points when Su Wu releases a monster. Although this is a bit wasteful, but as long as it can improve strength, why not do it? Besides, Ahri can get 1000 attribute points every day. It would be a waste if it is not used. Then, Su Wu summoned the last 3 remaining Gravediggers and told Ahri, promote them to the highest level you can. Yes, Master. Ahri upgraded the Gravediggers again. Buzz, 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 buzz. With Ahri's continuous promotion, the 3 Gravediggers were promoted to level 10 without any change. Master, it's the limit. Ahri stopped. Su Wu looked at the Gravediggers expectantly. He quickly shook his head. Garbage is garbage. It seems that the role of Gravediggers is to provide me with more experience points. He immediately released the 3 level 10 grave diggers. You successfully released 3 grave diggers, and you got a total of 1410 attribute points. Looking at the prompt in front of him, Su Wu laughed happily. Haha. Cool. Buzz. Su Wu laughed loudly, and a golden light bloomed on his body. This light was like a lotus condensed by light. From a distance. It was very beautiful. Congratulations on reaching level 4. The prompt disappeared. Su Wu looked at the panel. The 4-dimensional attributes increased by an average of 100 attribute values. But his skills only changed in level. Looking at the panel, Su Wu asked Ahri in confusion, Ahri, why do my skills only upgrade, but I can't see any data increase or attribute gain? Skills with numerical values will increase different values according to the rules when they are upgraded. Your situation belongs to the second type, and 1 attribute or data will be added every 5 levels. Ahri thought seriously and replied, it depends on your promotion status at level 5. I understand. Su Wu nodded. He summoned the Shadow Assassin at this time. Ahri skillfully upgraded the Shadow Assassin. Buzz. The Shadow Assassin was promoted. Su Wu looked at the Shadow Assassin's panel. Shadow Assassin Elite Monster. Level 4. Strength 70. Agility 100. Spirit 100. Constitution 75. Skill Shadow Stealth. Does it increase the attribute value by 50 points on average for each level increase? Su Wu looked at Ahri. Ahri said excitedly, Master. Each level consumes 5 attribute points. Okay, upgrade them to the highest level. Su Wu summoned all the Shadow Assassins. Buzz, 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 buzz. After a while, all the Shadow Assassins were promoted to level 10. Su Wu looked at their panels again. Shadow Assassin Elite Monster. Level 10. Strength 370. Agility 400. Spirit 400. Constitution 375. Skill Shadow Stealth. Description: Shadow Assassin is alienated to the highest level and needs to break through the life barrier to upgrade. There is a 50% chance of obtaining talent. Breakthrough requirements: successfully assassinate 10 level 10 elite monsters or professionals. Not bad. Su Wu nodded with satisfaction. He let the Shadow Assassins enter the shadows again. Then he summoned the Hellfire Dogs. These 2 dogs look majestic and magnificent. In fact, they don't have much potential. After Ahri was promoted, each level only increases 10 attribute points. Although this is much stronger than the Gravedigger, this still did not satisfy Su Wen. 2 Hellhounds, each level up consumes 10 of Ahri's attribute points. If I release them, I can get 1200 experience points. After Su Wu thought for a while, decided to release the Hellhounds. You successfully released 2 Hellhounds. A total of 1200 experience points. Buzz. Congratulations on reaching level 5. Great. Su Wu laughed excitedly. He hurriedly looked at his attribute panel. Name: Su Wu. Profession: Enslaver the Only Hidden. Level 5 582,000. Strength 509. Agility 507 plus 2. Spirit 512 plus 50. Constitution 509 plus 5. Equipment: Dagger, Cloth Armor, Demon Necklace. Slave Space Level 5 23/60. Space Diameter 2 kilometers. 9-Tailed Beast 1, Ghoul 11, Shadow Assassin 10, Demon 1 to be advanced. Skills: Slave Level 5, Summon Level 5, Release Level 5. Talent: Seal of the King of Slaves Level 1, Slave Enhancement Level 1. Professional features: 100-fold growth, hidden. Slave Level 5, you can force enslave any existence whose level does not exceed your level 6, regardless of the other party's state. Slave types: Life, Puppet, Enhancement Talent, Seal of the King of Slaves. Summon Level 5, summon the life you enslave from the slave space. This skill can also send the slave to the slave space. Consume 10 points of spirit value to permanently solidify the slave in the slave space. Release Level 5, release the slave and gain 2 times the experience points and exclusive drops according to the level of the slave. The King's Seal of Servitude Level 1, your enslavement skill has a 100% success rate and consumes 0. The life that is successfully enslaved by you will offer you 2 times the experience, 2 times the props or 2 times the materials. Slaves gain Level 1. The life you enslave can be upgraded by devouring special materials and gain 20 attributes and skill gains. The life that is permanently fixed in your enslavement space can leave the enslavement position and move freely in the activity space, and recover its own injuries. Note: the enslavement that is permanently fixed will never be freed. Su Wu's eyes lit up after seeing it. It's just as Ahri said. The enslavement skill has one more type of enslavement, and the highest level of enslavement has been increased by 1 level. The summoning skill has the ability to permanently enslave. The release of skills has gained more benefits. What he didn't expect the most was talents can also be upgraded. Judging from this, it should be 1 level every 5 levels. The benefits brought by talents are extremely huge. The King's Seal of Servitude is simply abnormal, 2 times the enslavement is obtained. This is much more beneficial than the random drops from killing monsters. The slave gain further strengthens the authority of permanent slaves in the slave space. It can be seen from the explanation below. Non-permanent slavery. It is possible to be taken away by professionals or others through special means. This shows that the enslaver profession should also have a profession that restrains it. See here. Su Wu immediately permanently fixed all 10 shadow assassins, 11 ghouls, 9-tailed Ahri, and Demon Queen Morgana in the slave space. Buzz. In an instant, the mark on the eyebrows of the slaves flashed quietly, sank into their skulls, and soaked into their souls. The ghouls and shadow assassins were still nothing. Morgana and Ahri trembled all over. They clearly felt their relationship with Su Wu became more intimate. No, it should be said that, never leave, and live and die together. They realized, I will never escape Su Wu's control in this life. The 2 slaves who have always been at loggerheads. At this moment, they looked at each other. Both sighed. Accept your fate. A voice sounded in his heart. Su Wu then looked at the attribute items of the slave space happily. When his eyes fell on the 3 words to be advanced. Buzz. Slave space gains 1 point of advanced value. Please choose one between storage space and resource space. A multiple choice question appeared in front of Su Wu. He chose the resource space without hesitation. Buzz. The next second, the slave space shook slightly. I saw. The 2-kilometer wide space expanded to 5 kilometers. The world membrane wall that was originally dead and dark around the space turned into white mist. Light appeared in the space. A well appeared in the center. The ground that Su Wu saw changed from the original dark ground to real soil. To be cultivated. Missing seeds. What is this? As he chose to cultivate the land, 11 level 10 ghouls that he had kept in the slave space came out of the mist. They used their claws to cultivate the land. Can it be used like this? Su Wu's mind was opened again. He didn't expect that he could use slavery to farm in the slave space. In the job transfer hall of Duzhong No. 2 Middle School. A dark light covered the hall. Dong, dong, dong. At the same time, crisp bells rang. Hualala. Half an hour later, Principal Fang Zonbo brought a group of people from the Academic Affairs Office and the Security Office to the hall. I saw. The teachers waiting outside the hall were already anxious. Principal, something bad has happened. A rare probability event has occurred. Some hostile forces have used a copy invasion prop for our job transfer ceremony this time. ... The teachers said solemnly. Fang Zonbo sighed and said solemnly, I have contacted the Empire as soon as I got the news. According to the latest intelligence, there are a total of 16 job transfer ceremonies in provincial capital cities in my empire, which have been invaded by dungeons. It is estimated that nearly 200,000 students are involved. This incident is kept confidential for the time being. The Academic Affairs Office will cooperate with the people of the Municipal Vocational Committee to comfort the families of the deceased students afterwards. Now, all teachers and members of the Academic Affairs Office at Level 30 listen to my orders. Go to the Provincial Teleportation Array immediately. The Empire needs you to attack a dungeon that produces special props. If you can get this prop, you can avenge this invasion. Under Fang Zonbo's order, most of the teachers in the school left in a rush. The remaining personnel began to take intensive actions and arrangements. 26 hours passed in the blink of an eye. The endless sewer connecting the Rookie Trial Dungeon in Duzhong City, the provincial capital of Qiantang Province, shook slightly. Light began to appear in the passage that could not be seen at the end at a glance. And like burning paper, it began to ignite and disappear quickly. Finally out. Chen Wu from Duzhong No. 1 Middle School walked out of the passage slowly. He came to the edge of a lush jungle. Behind him was a wall of air. The way he came was disappearing quickly. Crash. At this time, there was a movement next to him. Chen Wu's eyes moved and he looked up. I saw a girl poking her head out. Chen Wu. Who are you? Chen Wu was stunned and looked at the girl in front of him with some surprise. He didn't know the other person. I'm Hezi from class 15 of our No. 1 Middle School. My grades are average, it's normal that you don't know me. But I know you. You are a big celebrity in our school, and the third best student in our city. Hezi said cheerfully. She walked briskly towards Chen Wu. Chen Wu laughed as soon as he heard it. It turns out to be a junior sister. What level of professional are you? How many levels? This blood kill. Puff. Before he could finish his words, Hezi, who came close to him, suddenly waved her hands. Chen Wu's head fell off with a snap. Hee, how stupid. In this environment, how can you trust anyone casually? Hezi muttered contemptuously. She raised her hand and grabbed, and Chen Wu's body was put into the storage equipment of her fingers. Then, she walked in another direction. At the same time. At another exit, a girl with a ponytail and a denim jumpsuit walked to the edge of the jungle. She looked around vigilantly. Crash. Suddenly, a man covered with scars walked out of the bushes not far from her. Yi Chuxia. The man's tense body relaxed, and he muttered to himself. Yi Chuxia frowned and asked, do you know me? Of course, you are the name of our No. 2 Middle School, the second most talented person in the city. What a pity, you have always been suppressed by Su Wu. At this point, the man saw that Yi Chuxia looked embarrassed, and hurriedly apologized. Sorry. I didn't mean to humiliate you. Let me introduce myself. I am Zhang Heiyuan from class 9 of No. 2 Middle School. The man walked towards Yi Chuxia and extended a hand of friendship. Hello, nice to meet you. Yi Chuxia smiled slightly and extended her hand to the man. Bang! The moment their fingers were about to touch, Yi Chuxia suddenly rushed forward, and the skill-inch fist viciously hit the man's open chest. Bang! The man was caught off guard, and when he realized that he was exposed, he had already been hit. Why? The man retreated 4 or 5 meters, his face was purple, and he asked in disbelief. Yi Chuxia sneered. Humph. I have seen all the people who participated in our trial this time. And in this blood-killing trial environment, if I were the enemy, it would be impossible to arrange the other party's people so close. And, your performance is too poor. We have been in the passage for at least 16 hours. We didn't encounter any enemies in the passage at all. How could someone as embarrassed as you appear? The injuries on your body are too shallow, and they are not caused by fighting at all. After she finished analyzing, she looked at the other party and asked, who are you? Hee, little girl, that attack just now was very powerful. It can actually hurt me. It seems that you should be a myth professional. The man's face slowly returned to normal, he straightened up, and looked at Yi Chuxia with greed in his eyes. What a good cabbage. I am so lucky to choose this side. As he said, his body swelled up rapidly. In the blink of an eye, he turned into a 3-meter-tall silver-maned brown bear. Yi Chuxia's face changed when she saw this. What a joke. Level 10 player. While speaking, she didn't dare to fight against the other party. She turned around and ran in another direction. According to her understanding, the life transformed by the transformation profession. Every 5 levels, the distinctive feature of itself changes slightly in color. The change of the brown bear is the main. Level 1 is brown, level 5 is black, and level 10 is silver. Based on this judgment, Yi Chuxia realized what level of enemy she was going to fight. Adding the test just now, that attack of hers was her strongest attack. It didn't cause any injuries to the enemy. Even the poison she released didn't affect the other party. Obviously, the other party is stronger than her. Keeping up when you know you can't beat them is a stupid behavior. So, you should escape if you can. In an area close to this area, Su Wu lazily walked to the gap in the woods. He looked up at the blue sky and white clouds in the sky and couldn't help sighing. What a beautiful scenery today. At this time, a professional wearing cloth armor and holding a long sword walked out of the lush trees on his side. When the other party saw Su Wu, he was slightly stunned. Su Wu. Su Wu smiled and nodded. The man was overjoyed. But he didn't run forward, but stood there and said, "My name is Zhang Ziyan. I am a graduate of No. 6 Middle School. Do you know my brother Zhang Ziming? He ranks 6th in the city and has always regarded you as a goal to surpass." This is. The man named Zhang Ziyan was slightly stunned. He suddenly realized that he seemed to have changed in some way. This change made him have a strange feeling of submission to Su Wu. "Come here." Su Wu waved to Zhang Ziyan. "Yes, master." Zhang Ziyan blurted out and immediately walked towards Su Wu. In his mind, he recalled another terrifying voice, "Baga. How could I, the great Zuo, be tricked? Why? Chapter 11. Buzz. Successfully enslaved the professional of Foot Basin Country, Kojima Takakawa. You have obtained Kojima Takakawa's contribution. Obtained the magic equipment, the famous sword, Fugu Poison 2 handles. Obtained the magic equipment, Fengyu Armor 2 pieces. Obtained the magic equipment, Storage Ring 2 pieces. Obtained the magic equipment, Chasing Wind Boots 2 pairs. Obtained the magic equipment, Golden Crow Armor 2 sets. Obtained the magic equipment, Physical Belt 2 pieces. When Kojima Takakawa came close to Su Wu, he suddenly knelt on the ground and sincerely contributed his equipment one by one. Looking at this large area of prompts, Su Wu was simply delighted. He looked at these equipment at the first time. Famous sword Fugu Poison. Blue, Strength plus 100, Enchantment, Armor Break plus 500. Description. The sword of the famous samurai Howon, exclusive to the sword professional, through which you can open the Tianba copy and obtain Howon's inherited skills. Note: only limited to sword professionals. Wind Moon Armor. Blue, Constitution plus 100, Enchantment, Shield. When suffering fatal damage, automatically activate a shield that can resist 1000 points of damage. Duration 1 minute. Wind Chaser Boots. Blue, Agility plus 100, Enchantment, Haste. In non-combat state, get 2 times the speed increase. Golden Crow Armor. Blue, Constitution plus 100, Enchantment, Block plus 500. Constitution Belt. Blue, Constitution plus 500, Enchantment, Recovery. Physical Strength Recovery speed increased by 2 times. Not bad. Su Wu muttered softly. He looked at Kojima Takakawa. Snap, snap, snap. He couldn't help it for a moment, and gave Kojima Takakawa 3 big pockets. Asshole, how dare you deceive me? Cut your brother for me. Su Wu threw the dagger in his hand to Kojima Takakawa's feet and said sternly. Crash. Kojima Takakawa's heart trembled, and his body honestly picked up the dagger. He swung the knife to castrate himself without hesitation. Ah! Accompanied by a shrill voice. Kojima Takakawa's blood soaked his clothes. He looked at Su Wu weakly. Master. I'm useless. I didn't cut it well. As he said that, he picked up the bloody flesh. Bah! Disgusting. Su Wu rolled his eyes and kicked the things in Kojima Takakawa's hand away. Do you have anything for treatment? Bandage it yourself. Yes. Kojima Takakawa took out a healing talisman paper from the storage ring on the ground. Stop. That's my thing. I didn't ask for it. How dare you use it? Su Wu stared at Kojima Takakawa and whispered. Kojima Takakawa trembled, and quickly got up and knelt on the ground, kowtowed and said, Master, spare me. Master, spare me. Humph. Which hand is holding it? Chop off that hand for me. Su Wu teased. Kojima Takakawa immediately executed Su Wu's order. The other him in his heart was terrified and said, Devil. You devil, ah. Su Wu felt much better after seeing this. He put on his equipment and looked at the storage ring. Storage ring. Blue, 32 grids, enchantment, control immunity. Immune to control for 3 seconds. Dry food and clothes for changing were stored in the ring. There were also 3 fast healing talismans. Fast healing talisman. Blue, within 3 seconds, heal all internal and external injuries. Number of uses. 1 time, each use consumes 1 month of life value. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Use your life to heal. If it is in an emergency, it can save lives. 1 month is not too long. Su Wu muttered and sent the fast-healing talisman into the slave space. He sacrificed the storage ring dedicated by Kojima Takakawa to the slave space. Buzz. In the blink of an eye, the 2 rings increased the diameter of the slave space by 4 kilometers. This is consistent with Su Wu's previous conclusion. A 16-grid storage ring can increase the diameter of the slave space by 1 kilometer. 32 grids is naturally 2 kilometers. 2 rings of 32 grids, 4 kilometers. It can be seen from this. The area growth of the slave space also follows certain proportions and rules. Then, he asked Kojima Takakawa seriously, "Tell me all your plans and secrets." While speaking, he released all 11 ghouls and 10 shadow assassins. And commanded through the spirit, "Remember its breath. Find its companions and bring them all here." At this time, Kojima Takakawa said slowly, "My lord, the Foot Basin Kingdom accidentally passed through a level 70 limited time copy a year and a half ago and obtained 16 copy invasion props. After a year and a half of planning, it was decided to activate the prop when the Shengxia Empire held a high school graduation job transfer trial this year. The implementation target is 16 provincial capital cities, each city uses 1 invasion prop, and each city arranges and trains 3,000 level 10 professionals to conduct blood-killing trials with you. These professionals are mainly divided into 3 categories: transformation, combat, and assassin. Except for weapons, the protective gear and medicine are exactly the same. We follow the arrangements of Lord Hirata Morino. He is now in a certain area of the forest, coordinating and reporting. He holds the only orange equipment, the life plate. He can see the location of every life, as well as our location. When he said this, Su Wen's eyes moved slightly. He looked at Kojima Takakawa and said, "So, he can see everything here?" "No, master," Kojima Takakawa said, "he can only see the marks on the disc of life and determine the location of each life. He can't see the specific scene." Swish. Just when Kojima Takakawa finished speaking, a ghoul jumped out of the bushes. Bang! It threw a man with tattered body and twisted limbs close to Su Wu. Su Wu took a closer look. This guy is not honest. He actually took a bite. It's really disgusting. "Do you know him?" Su Wu asked Kojima Takakawa. Kojima Takakawa was stunned, nodded mechanically and said, "Great master. This is Hirata Morino, the controller of this mission." Buzz. In the blink of an eye, the fainted Hirata Morino was successfully enslaved by Su Wu. He woke up in the blink of an eye. The moment he saw Su Wu, he knelt down and kowtowed. Hirata Morino greets the master. At the same time, successfully enslaved the professional Hirata Morino of the Foot Basin country. You received Hirata Morino's dedication. You received 2 magic equipment mind staffs. Received 2 magic equipment wind moon armor. Received 2 magic equipment constitution belts. Received 1 unique equipment life plate. This equipment is detected as orange unique equipment, so the second equipment is converted into equipment of the same category and value. Received the unique equipment harvest scepter. Sure enough, Su Wu looked at Hirata Morino's dedication and nodded. Except for weapons and special equipment, the other defensive equipment of these beasts is the same. He looked at the equipment he got this time. Mind Staff. Blue, Spirit plus 100, Enchantment, Hostility. You can feel all hostility within a range of 20 meters. Life Plate. Orange Unique, Spirit plus 500. Enchantment. Life Chess Piece. You can mark all lives within a range of 100 kilometers on the life plate in the form of chess pieces. And by changing the color of the life chess piece, you can mark the enemy and the friend. Enchantment. Chess piece information. You can see the basic information of the chess piece by checking it. Only the level and race of the chess piece can be displayed. Enchantment. Chess piece communication. You can transmit information to the chess piece by touching it, and you can only transmit 5 words at a time. Harvest Scepter. Orange only, Spirit plus 500, Vitality, 0/1,000,000. Enchantment. Harvest. Any grain planting area within a designated 50-kilometer area will get a 1x harvest effect. Enchantment. Pulling up the seedlings to help them grow. By consuming a certain proportion of vitality, the plants in the designated area will grow rapidly. Enchantment. Life Absorption. The vitality of any life can be absorbed and stored in the scepter. So awesome. Su Wu's eyes widened when he saw this. He couldn't help but take the harvest scepter. Subconsciously. Looking at Kojima Takakawa. Buzz. A green light surged from the harvest staff. The light sank into Kojima Takakawa's eyes. I saw. A dense green light gushed out of Kojima Takakawa's eyes, ears, mouth and nose. As the light disappeared, Kojima Takakawa's skin and body gradually shrank and dried up. 3 seconds later, there were 100 more vitality points in the harvest staff. Kojima Takakawa turned into a mummy. Crack. Su Wu stepped on it. The mummy was completely broken. This frightened Hirata Morino, who was standing by, and directly put his head on the ground, shaking all over. Su Wen glanced at Hirata Morino and asked about this action. After getting a reply similar to Kojima Takakawa's, he hesitated for a moment and did not deal with him. After all, this incident involved national interests. Hirata Morino is the evidence. This guy is useful to keep. Others, all of them will become my nutrients. Su Wu said lightly. He took out the items in the storage ring donated by Hirata Morino, and sacrificed the storage ring to the slave space. Then, he took out the disc of life and looked at the chess pieces on it carefully. After a few clicks, he identified the ghouls and shadow assassins. After marking them one by one, he guided them through the disc of life. Then, Su Wu looked at the nearly 13,000 chess pieces on the chessboard marked as professionals of Shengxia country. The hand holding the chessboard trembled slightly. So many people, Su Wu whispered, if they knew that I saved them this time. There should be a lot of gains. This can be regarded as saving friends from life and death. I don't ask them to be grateful to me. I just hope that there will be more companions in the future. He said. He chose one of the chess pieces. I am Su Wu. Then, if you don't want to die, be obedient. Go to the left front. Move. Don't move. I will gather others to your side. ... Accompanied by Su Wu's voice, it was transmitted intermittently. The selected chess piece hesitated, decisively moved according to Su Wu's request. ... At this time, and Xiao Xiao was quickly dodging the pursuers behind her. She was almost exhausted and couldn't run far. After hearing the continuous sounds coming from her ears, after running forward for a distance, decisively chose to turn around and run towards the left front. After arriving at the designated position, bang! And Xiao Xiao collapsed to the ground. Click! Then, the pursuer came behind her. This is a masked swordsman. The swordsman looked at Xiao Xiao jokingly and said wildly, run. Why don't you run? After I have fun, I will send you on the road. Said. The swordsman swung his sword at Xiao Xiao. Bang! At this moment, a black shadow fell from the sky. The 3-meter-tall ghoul activated the skill bite in the air. It only took a moment. The swordsman fell to the ground with serious injuries. There were claw marks all over his body. The most terrifying thing was, a large piece of skin and flesh on his face was taken off. The whole person looked extremely shocked. Hiss! I'm really going to die this time. I regret listening to Su Wu. Seeing this, Xiao Xiao took a breath and shouted in despair. The ghoul didn't even look at Xiao Xiao, picked up the swordsman and flew onto the tree branch, and disappeared in the blink of an eye. Xiao Xiao couldn't help but widen his eyes and turned his head to look around. What is that? Su Wu's summon. She tried to call out twice, but there was no response from the surroundings. Do you want to stay here? Xiao Xiao hesitated. Crash! At this time, a panicked voice ran out from the woods. The moment this person saw Xiao Xiao, he trembled violently. Su Wu. Yi Chuxia turned around in fear. She was almost mad at her own stupidity. She couldn't help but feel a little desperate. Where is the savior? Liar. These fools. How could I believe this kind of notification? Boom. The next second, there was a deafening sound behind her. The brown bear chasing her was knocked to the ground by a ghoul. After a heavy attack from the ghoul, the brown bear desperately transformed into a human body. Crash! Seeing that the other party had no ability to resist, the ghoul grabbed the other party and ran in one direction. Snap! Yi Chuxia turned her head and stopped again. Really? Is it really Su Wu? You are here because of Su Wu too? Xiao Xiao looked at Yi Chuxia and asked. Yi Chuxia nodded. She still did not give up her vigilance, although she was a little hesitant in her heart. But she did not approach and Xiao. The two were more than 10 meters apart. After talking for a while, no one said another word. After a while, one after another, the trialists were guided here by Su Wu. When those trackers came here, they were attacked by the suddenly appearing ghouls and shadow assassins, and then sent away seriously injured. Everyone was wary at the beginning, slowly became familiar. Especially some familiar people gathered together. The atmosphere at the scene became heated. There were more than a dozen such gathering places. On the other side, Su Wu enslaved the captured enemies first. After the other party made sacrifices, he harvested vitality with the harvest scepter. After a process operation, the nine-tailed fox Ahri, who was serving Su Wu and making tea for him, was a little stunned. The current Su Wu already has a small table with chairs and an exquisite charcoal stove. A set of Gyao handheld teapots that have been raised. And a pound of top-grade pu'er. These things all come from Harada Morino's storage ring. Not bad, not bad. Su Wu sipped tea while dealing with the enemy. The days of trial, it was so comfortable. After Ahri made tea, he filled Su Wu's cup. He consciously walked to the back. He gently massaged Su Wu's shoulders. Bang! Soon, an enemy was sent to Su Wu's side. This is a woman. The woman was stunned when she saw Su Wen with rainy pear blossoms. She knelt down and said, "Please spare my life, sir. My name is Hezi. I am willing to be your slave. I will do anything for you. I am proficient in the art of Fangzong, know 108 styles, and have rich means. I guarantee that you can experience different happiness every time." Buzz. The next second, Hezi was enslaved by Su Wu. After Su Wu asked Hezi some questions, he frowned. "You fool is extremely evil. You actually slaughtered my 4 brothers. You can't escape the death penalty." While speaking, he sent Hezi into the slavery space. And said to Morgana, "Little baby. Delicious food is here. Enjoy it slowly." "Thank you, master." Soon, a soft voice came. A shrill cry came from the slavery space. In the corner, Harada Shungye was so scared that he curled up into a ball. He was so smelly. Not far from Morgana, there were some bones that had just been shaved by Morgana. Just like this, time passed little by little. About 5 hours later, when the last enemy was drained of life by Su Wu through the scepter of harvest. Buzz. The entire jungle space shook slightly. The blood-killing trial is over. The victory is Fang Shengxia Empire. Buzz. You get the highest evaluation of SSSSS-Level, Desperate Savior. Rewards. 1 green professional suit, 1 talent extraction treasure chest, 1 primary skill extraction scroll. A reward prompt appeared in front of Su Wu. Then the light and shadow vibrated. A countdown to leave came into view. Countdown to leave 5 minutes and 59 seconds. Su Wu looked at the reward immediately. There are 4 green professional suits in total. Suit equipment is more in demand than orange unique equipment. Such a low-level suit, it is worth at least 1 million gold coins in the Shengxia Empire. This 1 million gold coins is enough for a family to buy 5 houses. It can provide a family with food and clothing for a lifetime. This is really a big profit. Su Wu looked at the suit. Leather armor of imprisonment. Green, strength plus 200 points, imprisonment set, 4 quarters. Magic pants of imprisonment. Green, constitution plus 200 points, imprisonment set, 4 quarters. Boots of imprisonment. Green, agility plus 200 points, imprisonment set, 4 quarters. Magic sword of imprisonment. Green, spirit plus 200 points, imprisonment set, 4 quarters. 2 pieces, spirit plus 200. 3 pieces, spirit plus 500. Agility plus 500. 4 pieces, strength plus 500. Constitution plus 500. Skill. Imprisonment. Cast on a target within a 50-meter range, imprisoning the target for 10 seconds. In the imprisoned state, the target cannot move, cast spells, think, or communicate. Cooldown time is 10 seconds, and consumes 100 points of spirit. Tisk tisk. What a great reward. Su Wu put on the set. Because the imprisonment set only has 3 pieces of equipment. Therefore, the Golden Crow armor and physical belt seized by Su Wu can still be worn. After completion, His 4-dimensional attribute points have been greatly increased. Strength, 509 plus 700. Agility, 507 plus 700. Spirit, 512 plus 950. Physique, 509 plus 1300. Especially the physique, which is almost 3 times the increase. At this moment, Su Wu only felt a ball of heat surrounding him. Then, he took out the talent extraction treasure box. This treasure box is an extremely rare item. Each one is worth about 1 million gold coins. Just the suit and the treasure box. Su Wu has a treasure worth 2 million gold coins. It's really cool. Click. The moment he opened the treasure box. Buzz. The golden light exploded. The light dissipated. Only a golden talent skill book appeared in the box. Su Wu's eyes lit up and he smiled. Good luck. It's an SSS-level random talent skill book. He immediately used the skill book. Buzz. You successfully learned the SSS-level talent freeze. Freeze. Within a 5-meter range, all forces or targets that attack you will be frozen. Freeze state. Unable to move, attack invalid. Duration 10 seconds. Passive trigger. This is considered a self-protection talent. Su Wu nodded with satisfaction after reading it. Now, his biggest weakness is himself. Once the slaves are killed, he will have no place to fight back. So, he lacks defensive skills and attack skills. Now his imprisonment suit comes with 1 imprisonment skill, plus the ice talent. He has 1 active and 1 passive control skills. Next I hope to get an attack skill. Su Wu took out the last reward. Primary skill extraction scroll. The price of this scroll is about 200,000 gold coins. A must-have item for all professionals in the material stage. According to the information Su Wu has, all professionals can master a total of 5 skills before the second job transfer. Only when you have learned all the skills can you transfer to the next stage. He is the only hidden professional who is born with 3 skills. Plus this scroll. In other words, after he leaves the dungeon, he only needs to buy 1 more scroll. He has full skills. I have to say, this reward is really thoughtful. Buzz. Congratulations on obtaining the professional skill, Mind Chain. Mind Chain. Continuous attack skill. Releases a mind chain to 1 target, and the target anchored by the chain will continue to be in a dizzy state, and will continue to suffer 10 points of spell damage per second. Consume 10 points of spirit value per second. Good. Su Wu's eyes lit up. I said. My luck is still good. This skill is a test of the amount of spirit. With his current total spirit, he can sustain for 180 seconds. At this level, no monster or professional can withstand his attack. So cool. Su Wu looked at the skills on the panel happily. At this time, there were 10 seconds left before leaving. Master, everything has been packed. Ahri put all the tea sets, stoves, charcoal fires, chairs and other things into the storage ring. This time Su Wu got a total of 6,000 storage rings. He gave 1 to Ahri and Morgana each. The remaining 5,996 were all sacrificed to slavery contribution. Now the diameter of the space is as high as 1,211 kilometers. The area is about 1.15 million square kilometers. Such a large area, it is no problem to build a small city. It is more than enough to cultivate a farm. Su Wu sent Ahri into the slave space. At this moment, a ray of light bloomed under his feet. Buzz. In an instant, Su Wu left the trial site. Su Wu. As soon as he left, he immediately heard calls from his ears. When the students who were waiting to come out saw Su Wu, they didn't bother to communicate with the teacher and hurriedly gathered around Su Wu. Principal Fang Zanbo was stunned when he saw this. What's going on? What did Su Wu do? Principal, this time, a total of 951 graduates from our number 2 middle school participated in the job transfer ceremony, and the number of people who came back alive was 899. At this time, a teacher from the Academic Affairs Office counted the results and hurriedly reported to Fang Zanbo. Fang Zanbo was shocked after hearing this. How is this possible? No, I mean, how can the blood-killing trial be so easy? As far as he knows, in previous dungeon invasion activities, at least 1/3 of his own personnel died in the blood-killing trial. The best record in history was that 1,000 people entered and 350 professionals came out alive. And everyone was injured, and even more than half of them were seriously injured or disabled. What about now? He couldn't help but look at the square outside the job transfer hall. I saw. All the students in the school were full of energy. Only a few people were seriously injured. Most of them were slightly injured. This is incredible. Investigate. We must know what happened. Everyone must inquire. Fang Zonbo solemnly instructed the people around him. Ding-ling-a-ling, ding-ling-a-ling. At this time, the communicator in his office rang. Fang Zonbo was stunned and hurried to his desk. At this time, he heard a deafening voice on campus. Thank you. Lifesaver. Su Wu, you are our hero. Click. Fang Zonbo paused. Could this kid have awakened a mythical profession? Otherwise, how could this happen? You know, although these students are very honest in school, once they become professionals, but they are all arrogant and cruel. It is impossible for them to be so convinced for one person. There must be something wrong here. Did Su Wu save everyone? The sound of the communicator in Fang Zonbo's ear was like a death warrant. He didn't dare to waste time and think about it. He quickly grabbed the communicator. Mr. Fang, please thank Su Wu from your school for me. He is the benefactor of 1,200 students in our school. This favor will never be forgotten by our number 3 middle school. A steady and excited voice came from the other end of the phone. You are very good. You can teach such students. I surrender. Fang Zonbo was stunned. Isn't this the principal of No. 3 middle school, Li Yongqiang, who has always had a conflict with him? The other party hasn't spoken to him for at least 5 years. This time is unprecedented. Ask him to thank Su Wu on his behalf. And take the initiative to ask for peace. This is simply the sun rising from the west. No, Su Wu must have done something. The thought in his heart. Make Fang Zonbo want to see Su Wu immediately. When he put down the communicator, another call came in. Fang Zonbo thought for a moment, could it be because of Su Wu's call again? Wow, what a great Su Wu. He actually saved nearly 10,000 new professionals in the entire Duzhong city. A great achievement, a peerless talent. In the principal's office, Fang Zonbo looked at the information recorded on the paper at hand, with a ball of scorching flames in his eyes. In this 1 hour, he received thank you communications from all the high school principals in Duzhong City. There were also thank you calls from some parents of students. This debt of favor is simply an invisible huge wealth. Click, click. At this time, a hurried footstep sounded outside the office. The visitor saw that the principal's office was not closed and looked into the office. Bang, bang, bang. There was a knock on the door. Fang Zonbo looked up and smiled as he walked to the door to greet him. Welcome our great hero back. This is just what I should do as a citizen of the Shengxia Empire. If I stand aside and watch today, no one will cheer for me when disaster strikes in the future. Su Wu walked into the office, came to the principal, shook hands with Fang Zonbo calmly, and followed Fang Zonbo to the leisure area on the side of the desk. While speaking, he handed his career report to Fang Zonbo. Fang Zonbo was first shocked by Su Wu's words, and after chewing carefully, he felt that what he said was too amazing, and immediately couldn't help but shed tears of excitement. Sorry, I am very happy that our school can cultivate people with your awareness. Fang Zonbo said apologetically. He first poured a cup of tea for Su Wu. Then he looked at the career report. Name, Su Wu, age 18, graduated from Duzhong No. 2 Middle School. Occupation, slave catching expert, epic level professional. Skill characteristics tend to be auxiliary. First job transfer trial evaluation SSSSS-Level desperate savior. Perfect, single-handedly laid the foundation for the victory of the blood-killing trial, and deserved to be the leader of Shengxia country. The above data is uploaded to the Empire Professional Management Committee. Slave catching expert, epic level professional. Fang Zonbo frowned after reading it. This is an extremely rare profession. According to his understanding, there are no more than 1,000 slave catching experts in the entire empire. There are no more than 10,000 slave catching experts worldwide. The main ability of this profession is to capture monsters of the same level to fight for itself. There is a 60% chance of failure. Most of the monsters in the novice copy are below level 5. Even if they are all captured, it is not so easy to complete this blood-killing trial. And this is inconsistent with the situation reported by other students. The giant monsters and shadow monsters that save people. They are not like the monsters in the Awakening trial copy at all. So, Su Wu must have hidden his profession. And according to the secrets of professionals he knows, there is only one way to check professions nowadays. That is the logon device. And being able to accurately hide the existence of a profession under the detection of the logon device. There is only one possibility. This made Fang Zhanbo's heart jump, and he looked at Su Wu carefully and nodded and smiled. Good. Good, good. You have made a great contribution this time. Later, the people from the Imperial Security Committee, the governor of the provincial government, and the representatives from the imperial capital will all see you. Don't go back yet. You can use the communicator in my office to report your safety to your parents first. Fang Zhanbo did not ask any more questions. His responsibility is only to cultivate talents. Let the younger generation survive in this era and live longer. By the way, awaken everyone's wishes and ideals. As for the issue of career level, especially when facing the intelligence information of special talents like Su Wu, he chose to keep silent. After listening, Su Wu took a sip of tea, stood up and went to the desk to pick up the communicator to report to his family. Bang, bang, bang. After a while, Yi Chuxia came in with a career report. Report. Come in. Fang Zhanbo warmly received Yi Chuxia and led Yi Chuxia to the desk. Yi Chuxia formally submitted the career report. Fang Zhanbo nodded after reading it. Yi Chuxia, it seems that you have made a decision. Good. The school will help you to register your names. In addition, this is the Career Awakening Gold of 500,000 awarded by the school, and 1 elementary skill extraction scroll. I hope you will not be proud and keep up the good work. Shine for the Empire. After that, he let Yi Chuxia leave. After Yi Chuxia saluted, she turned around and looked at Su Wu, who was sitting in the rest area drinking tea. She frowned slightly and walked straight over. Su Wu, thank you for saving my life. But what I want to say is that this time I finally got you down. Ha ha. Speaking of this, she couldn't help but laugh heartily. I have awakened the myth profession. 1 level higher than you. From now on, I will be like Kunpeng spreading its wings and soaring into the sky. And you can only eat dust behind my butt. I really enjoy this posture that is effortless and brings happiness. If you don't mind, I hope we can find a place where no one is around to communicate. Su Wu's eyes turned and he said with a smile. Yi Chuxia's old face blushed when he heard it, and glared at Su Wu angrily. If you don't mind, my iron claw skill is not in vain, and crushing 2 eggs is not a problem. Humph. Rude. How can a girl like you be so rude? Yi Chuxia, I will tell your father about this. Fang Zhanbo looked at Yi Chuxia threatening Su Wu, and suddenly got angry, and couldn't help but scolded harshly. Yi Chuxia was shocked after hearing this. Tears welled up in her eyes. She lowered her head. I'm sorry. Principal Fang, this is my fault. I should bow my head. Su Wu stood up and said with a smile. Fang Zhanbo was not happy. He pulled Su Wu to sit down, and solemnly scolded Yi Chuxia again. You are really an idiot. Su Wu is your savior. What is a savior? It is a second parent. It's okay that you don't want to repay, but you want to use your power to suppress others. Is this what you are taught in school? You are bullying the weak. Hurry up and apologize to Su Wu. After Fang Zhanbo's education, Yi Chuxia cried and bowed 90 degrees to Su Wu to apologize and thank him. Then she left the office in disgrace. Not long after, the provincial government director brought all the principals in the city to Duzhong No. 2 Middle School. After some politeness, the provincial government chief Peng Jianqi solemnly gave Su Wu a storage ring. Student Su Wu, due to special reasons, your deeds have not been allowed to be widely spread. But you can't avoid this hero title. On behalf of our Qiantang provincial government, I officially award you the Qiantang Provincial Hero Medal. In addition, you will be rewarded with 5 million gold coins for career awakening funds and 1 million contribution points. In addition, our Qiantang province has learned about your family situation. After our unanimous discussion and decision, we will provide your family with a 3-story building of 1,000 square meters in the provincial government compound. Please go back and persuade your family. The provincial government compound is safe and secure, and all basic living supplies are provided free of charge. Your family can live in and buy and sell this house permanently. After the provincial government chief finished the reward, he left in a hurry because of something. Then each principal took out a banner and gave it to Su Wu. After a while, Su Wu actually received a bunch of banners. After this group of guests left, Fang Zonbo then took out the reward, student Su Wu. As a hero and role model of the school, our school has decided to give you the highest reward, 2 million awakening funds. 500,000 contribution points. You can take any elementary skill scroll as long as it can fill up your skills. Su Wu, our provincial government's hero medal has many privileges, such as temporary, limited time and special copies that are suitable for you in the provincial government. You have priority to attack. Fang Zonbo sat down and poured water for Su Wu, while introducing, in addition, the provincial government is the empire where all public transportation is free. You can use the medal to collect 100,000 hero golds from the professional management committees in various parts of the empire every month. In addition, all copies that require permissions in our province are open to you. He introduced carefully. The value of contribution points is far greater than gold coins, so don't exchange it for gold coins and sell it. Contribution points are a special currency of the Shengxia Empire. It is mainly circulated in the key universities, major institutions and secret areas of the empire. Its main channel of acquisition is to complete the tasks issued by the empire. A mythical professional normally wants to get 100,000 contribution points. Except for the names who participate in the college entrance examination and get the top 3, there are extra contribution points rewards. Most of them need to take the task by themselves. Even so, it takes at least 6 months for a professional of this level to get 100,000 contribution points. Su Wu received nearly 1.5 million contribution points as a reward this time. It can be said that he has walked decades less than others. It can buy some precious props, weapons, and special props. After Fang Zonbo briefly said it, he said again, the house given to you by the provincial government is not only a house, but also a symbol of status. The Yi family where Yi Chuxia is located is very wealthy and the richest in the province. I tried my best to get in, but I just don't have the qualifications. You kid can get such an honor at this grade, it's really amazing. And, you saved nearly 10,000 students in our Duzhong city, many of whom are children of the courtyard. There are also many children of families like the Yi family. This favor is invaluable. In this way, no matter how you make a living outside, you don't have to worry about your home. Because we will take care of you and give you a worry-free environment. Even if you die, you don't have to worry about your parents. The provincial government will take care of them and see them to the end. The two talked a lot. Only then did Su Wu realize how important the reward given by the provincial government director was. This is not just a name, but also status and wealth. Not long, a team of Imperial armed personnel entered Duzhong No. 2 Middle School. After receiving a communication, Fang Zonbo took Su Wu into an office that had been arranged in the school. Principal Fang. Hello, I am Zhang Ning from the Imperial Special Talent Service Center. A young man about the same age as Su Wu shook hands with Fang Zonbo and took the initiative to introduce himself. Fang Zonbo was shocked after hearing this, and said solemnly, Captain Zhang. This is Su Wu. Yes, leave it to us. Zhang Ning nodded, turned around and walked into the room. Su Wu looked at Fang Zonbo, and when he saw the other party nod, he strode in. Creak. The door closed. 2 armed soldiers guarded the door. After Su Wu entered the room. Buzz. The mage professional used a staff to unfold a magic barrier. Su Wu then discovered there was also a young girl in the room. The girl was wearing a black robe with a hood, and you could vaguely see that she had a melon seed face. Zhang Ning smiled at Su Wu and said, Student Su Wu. According to our investigation, the leader of this incident was the Foot Basin country. You are the one who handled the incident and used the most clever means in this dungeon invasion incident. Your Duzhong city is also the only city with the least loss. So other cities have suffered great losses? Su Wu asked tentatively. Zhang Ning nodded. Except for you, less than 1/5 of the rookies in the other 15 provincial capitals and cities came back alive. Most of those who came out alive are disabled or seriously injured, and only a small number of special professionals and myth professionals are intact. They are extremely chaotic over there, only yours is in order. If you hadn't gathered the trialists together through some means and helped everyone be killed by the enemy, you wouldn't have survived so many people here. He said it very calmly, as if he was saying a string of numbers. Su Wu saw a fire in Zhang Ning's eyes, a fire of revenge. What do you want to say? According to our speculation, you should be the only hidden professional. Slave catcher is a fake identity. Zhang Ning looked at Su Wu and tried. He then explained, don't think too much. This is just a normal process. I can speculate this because I am also the only hidden professional. This mage sister is also. We all chose the hidden characteristics of the profession when using the login, hiding our real profession. Okay, I thought I was the only one. I didn't expect it. Su Wu relaxed. Zhang Ning smiled slightly. After all, the only hidden profession is the only profession that can be hidden. If the myth profession also has such characteristics, there will be no myth profession in the open in this world. Also, let me formally introduce myself. I am Zhang Ning, the captain of Team 1 of the Empire Special Talent Service Center, and this is Clay. The Empire Special Talent Service Center is directly under the Empire Elder Council. It is directly managed by the Empire's Great Elder. Our mission is to deal with special events that occur within and outside the Empire, including handling invasive copies, limited time copies with great hazards and infectious characteristics, temporary copies for obtaining special props, copy invasions, battles with hostile countries, international trial activities, etc. Therefore, our identity is also special. We enjoy privileges in the Empire, can mobilize the army, and can also let the various security departments under our jurisdiction cooperate in action. Let's put it this way. We are the guardians of the Empire. It is a security structure built by the most powerful people in the Empire. Zhang Ning said here. He took out an invitation letter from his arms. Brother Su Wu. This is the invitation letter for the special trial event Empire Rage given to you by our service center. The time is 3 days later. If you are willing, please be sure to upgrade your level to level 10 within 3 days. Then open it at 8 o'clock in the evening on the 3rd day. Remember to bring enough dry food and food. Su Wu picked up the invitation letter in surprise. He found that the invitation letter was as thin as a cicada's wing, but it was not made of paper. When placed under the light, some complex patterns could be vaguely seen inside. He realized a problem. You don't want to invite me, do you? Zhang Ning nodded. Smart man. After this trial is successful, you will be qualified to join us. Then can I still participate in the International Life and Death Trial? That is the college entrance examination in 7 days. Su Wu asked. Zhang Ning nodded. Yes. Our people are lurking all over the Empire, and Kaylee is studying in Shensha Academy. Join us. You will get a hidden identity, and you will only be summoned for special tasks. Moreover, we have a special action entrance, so you don't need to travel. The rest of the time, you can study in school, work, or do anything else. Also, let me tell you a secret. Join us. You can also enter Shensha Academy, the highest institution of the Empire, for further study without taking an exam. And you will also enjoy privileges. After saying that, he stood up seriously. Kaylee followed behind Zhang Ning. He took out a reward document from the Empire, a Yinglong medal unique to the Shensha Empire, and a storage ring from his storage ring. Student Su Wu. On behalf of the Empire Elders Council, I am here to give you a secret reward to protect your personal safety and the safety of your family. On behalf of the Empire, I will give you a certificate of first-class merit award, an Empire Supreme Hero medal, and a storage ring with a special reward. The ring is sealed and only you can open it. Zhang Ning solemnly handed the rewards to Su Wu. He said enviously, Brother, do you know how much I paid for this hero medal? 10 years of hard work, diligently playing dungeons. Alas, I didn't expect you to get it so easily. You were really amazing. As he said, he gave a thumbs up. Captain Zhang, I have a beast here, do you want it? Su Wu said, summoning his enslaved Harada Shengye. Zhang Ning was stunned when he saw this. Who is this? The man in front of him was no longer in human form. He was missing arms and legs. He looked like a human stick. What made his scalp tingle was that there were many huge teeth marks and bite marks on this man. Kelly, who was standing aside, frowned after seeing this. Su Wu said calmly, Harada Shungye, the commander of our Dujong City dungeon invasion this time. I can find everyone accurately, using the only orange item in his hand, the life plate. Hiss, you also captured an enemy. This is. Zhang Ning was startled and shouted excitedly. He looked at Su Wu strangely and asked, you tortured him like this? He won't die, will he? Don't worry, don't worry. I used 3 fast healing talismans on him, and his life was saved. He just became a cripple. He can talk and tell everything. Su Wu said seriously. Zhang Ning shook Su Wu's hand enthusiastically and said excitedly, brother. You are amazing. I will apply for your credit when I get back. Ha ha ha. This time you will be in trouble. Kay Li couldn't help asking Su Wu, how did you make him like this? You won't. Don't think too much. I have raised many ghouls, and I am thankful that I didn't dismember him. I was lucky to get a body that can be healed. Su Wu said lightly. Soon, Su Wu briefly introduced what happened in the trial copy. He then took the reward and left the room. After Su Wu left, Zhang Ning said to Kay Li, this Su Wu is not simple. He can have such ruthless means at such a young age. Maybe he can grow into an excellent sword of the Empire in the future. This guy has a clear mind, is not arrogant or impatient, is steady and capable. He is a character. Kay Li nodded. Su Wu returned home soon. His home is located in an ordinary residential area. 3 bedrooms and 2 living rooms. His parents are ordinary auxiliary professionals. One works in the armor factory in Dujong City. The other works in the mechanical puppet maintenance center in Dujong City. Life is still ordinary, not rich, nor poor. Anyway, he has no worries about food and clothing. Su Wu also has a younger sister, Su Tiantian. When he arrived home, he found that the security team of the provincial government compound had arrived here first. Su Wu's parents and younger sister also returned home. Everyone knew that Su Wu had made great contributions and received rewards from the provincial government. He was happily packing up his belongings and moving. Neighbors also came out to help. Su Wu's arrival quickly became the focus of everyone. Various congratulations were heard. Even sus relatives came running over. It can be said that he was in great glory. Su Wu helped to clean up at home for a while. After putting his things into the slave space, then he went to the Empire Exchange. This time he had a very rich harvest. In the copy, he harvested 12 daggers, 21 cloth armors, 31 blood crystals, 1 flame scepter, 3 white longbows, 1 gray warhammer, 17,997 fast healing talismans, 5,999 pieces of Fengyu armor, 5,999 pairs of wind-chasing boots, 5,999 sets of Jinwu armor, 5,999 physical belts, 1 famous sword puffer poison, 2 mind staffs, and 5,996 various magic weapons. In addition, the Disc of Life and the Harvest Scepter are the only orange weapons. In addition, the school and the provincial government awarded 7 million gold coins and 1.5 million contribution points. In the storage ring awarded by the provincial government, there is a gold coin card, as well as the property certificate and key of the villa in the provincial government compound. In addition, the Empire secretly awarded a first-class merit certificate and an Imperial Supreme Hero Medal. He didn't know the authority of the medal, but he knew the first-class merit. In this era, only those who have made great contributions to the Empire can get this honor. And this honor is enough to open a page for Su Wu in the genealogy of the Su family. Let's see Zhang Ning's attitude towards the Imperial Supreme Hero Medal. It can be seen that this is a reward that is more difficult to obtain than the first-class merit. 2 rewards are obtained at the same time. There is also a storage ring loaded with 10 million gold coins and 1 special jade card. Su Wu took out the jade card. Take a closer look. Suddenly shocked. Didn't see it wrong. He looked at the jade card again. Talent card. Resurrection. Grade. SSSSS-Level. Ability. 1 chance to resurrect every 24 hours. How to use. Drip blood. Instructions. You can use the method of storing your own biological tissue in a certain place or area as a resurrection anchor. After resurrection, the equipment, clothes and other items you wear will be left at the place of death. The number of resurrections cannot be stacked. This is a special talent card made by Mochi, a famous forging master of Shengxia Empire, using the bones of foreign gods as the main material. A rare item exclusive to Shengxia Empire. This reward is equivalent to giving me an extra life. Su Wu exhaled and laughed happily. It seems that the Empire has already made a judgment on me before Zhang Ning and others came. Zhang Ning means that after I join the Empire Special Talent Service Center, I can also enter Shengxia Academy. Such a good thing can't be refused. So, I want to be promoted to level 10 as soon as possible. While speaking, he dripped blood according to the usage method to obtain the resurrection talent. Resurrection. You have one chance to revive at the anchor coordinates without carrying any belongings every 24 hours. Awesome. With the resurrection talent, his current 4 talents cover SSS level, SSSS level and the highest SSSSS level. Each of them is extremely difficult for other professionals to obtain. But he has 4 of them. This is simply awesome. Next, he took out a scroll of primary skill extraction that he got from Fang Zonbo. Although Fang Zonbo asked him to take whatever he wanted. But he only took 1 scroll. He knew that a gentleman loves money and gets it in a proper way. He only needs 1 scroll for this thing. There is no use taking more. Buzz. Congratulations on obtaining the professional skill, Transposition. Transposition. You can instantly switch positions with any slave within a 50-meter range. After learning the skills and talents, Su Wu has walked to the Empire Exchange. The Empire Exchange is located in the south of Duzhong City. This is the only official institution in the Empire, mainly responsible for the issuance of the Empire's official tasks and contribution point tasks, as well as the trading of professional props and weapons. Although the transaction prices here follow the Empire's pricing rules. But here we guarantee the authenticity, security and privacy of each prop. So, most professionals like to come here to trade. After Su Wu walked into the exchange, first, he verified and activated his identity on the magic self-occupied platform in the hall. In this way, he has a digital account similar to an online bank. The contribution points and gold coins obtained in the future can be stored in this account for online transactions. Congratulations on completing identity authentication and opening a digital account. In the future, you can conduct professional online transactions with your bio-encrypted information. Looking at the prompts on the magic screen, Su Wu got up and went to the corridor on one side of the hall. The first floor of the trading hall belongs to the task and identity self-service area. The second floor is the trading stall area. The third floor is the self-service trading area. The fourth floor is the office area. The trading stall area is an area provided by the Empire for individuals to rent stalls to earn gold coins. The self-service trading area is an area where individuals trade with the Empire. This place is suitable for large-scale props trading. The place Su Wu wants to go is the self-service trading area on the 3rd floor. There is an advantage to trading here. That is, it is completely self-occupied. Everything is assisted by the magic mechanical puppet. No other professional will take this opportunity to obtain the trader's trading information. The disadvantage here is, when selling goods to the Empire is particularly hard to lower the price. At least 20% less gold coins will be earned. I want a separate room. The number of goods is about 100,000. For sale. Su Wu activated a magic mechanical puppet in the lobby on the 3rd floor and said his purpose. Duzhong City, in a separate room in the self-service trading area on the 3rd floor of the Empire Exchange. Su Wu put the weapons and equipment to be traded into the detection array one by one, and the auxiliary magic mechanical puppet was responsible for collecting all the equipment into the trading storage ring. After completing the detection of all equipment, it is detected that you are the winner of the Supreme Hero Medal and the Provincial Hero Medal. According to the regulations of the Empire Exchange, you enjoy S-level trading rights and enjoy the privilege of purchasing at a price 20% higher than the parity price. The magic mechanical puppet scanned Su Wu's identity information, and it said solemnly, "So, this transaction totals 24,020 pieces of equipment, 6,015 pieces of weapons, and 10,000 pieces of fast healing talismans. All equipment has been tested. The total transaction price is 1.9 billion gold coins. Among them, the average price of equipment and weapons is 100,000 gold coins per piece, and the price of fast healing talismans is 10,000. Because you enjoy S-level trading rights, you do not need to pay personal income tax for this transaction. Do you agree to the transaction? Looking at the magic screen popped up by the magic mechanical puppet, Su Wu's eyes jumped. In this transaction, he only kept the famous sword puffer poison, 8,000 fast healing charms, 31 blood crystals, the disc of life and the harvest scepter. All the other spoils were sold out. He didn't expect that he would become rich directly after this trial. He achieved 19 small goals in one fell swoop. It was really cool. He didn't hesitate at all. Agree to the transaction. Su Wu nodded. The data on the screen in front of the magic mechanical puppet reversed. Soon a message appeared. The money has been transferred to your personal account. Since the storage amount of your exchange account has reached 1.9 billion, the level of your personal account has now been upgraded to S level. You enjoy priority trading privileges and VIP special services. The magic mechanical puppet said a lot of benefits. Su Wu didn't listen carefully and hurried to the self-service channel on the side. After a quick biometric verification, he saw his account. Name: Su Wu. Account level: S. Empire Exchange VIP customer. Deposit: 1.907 billion. Contribution points: 1.5 million. Awesome. Su Wu's mouth curled up slightly. All this depends on the 25S talents of the enslaver. These 2 talents are awesome. He then looked at the magic mechanical puppet. I need some seeds for food and medicine. Please wait. The magic mechanical puppet responded. On the magic screen it held up. A large amount of seed information quickly appeared. Seed: wheat, level, ordinary, price, 1 gold coin for 10 jin. Seed: rice, level, ordinary, price, 1 gold coin for 5 jin. Seed: dragon blood wheat, level, epic, function, long-term consumption can obtain the blood of a true dragon. Price: 100 seeds for 1 million gold coins. Seed: 7-year-old gourd seed, level, mythical, function, the gourd bread has a certain probability of becoming a gourd spirit. After collecting 7 gourd spirits with different attributes and eating them together, the 4-dimensional attribute value can be greatly increased, and there is a 20% chance of obtaining a talent. Price: 500 million gold coins for 1 seed. Survival rate of each seed: 30%. Looking at the dense information on the screen, Su Wu was a little confused. There are so many good things here. It's just that the money is a little insufficient. This is just a seed. If you want to put them into the soil to grow, you also need special feed and nutrients. For example, after planting a 7-year-old gourd seed, there is a 30% chance of germination. If there is no special feed, even if the gourd seed sprouts, it will die quickly in a short time. If you want to continue planting until it matures and bears fruit, the cost of feed, it is as high as 1 trillion gold coins. Su Wu shook his head. When he was hesitating, he thought of Ahri. He asked immediately. Ahri gave a suggestion after hearing, Master, our harvest scepter has accumulated a total of 299,900 vitality points, which is more than enough to cultivate a mythical seed. The 7-year gourd seeds are infinitely useful and can bring you huge benefits. They can also be used to refine equipment. I suggest you buy 2 seeds. In addition, buy sky blue wheat. This kind of sky blue wheat can also be bred by vitality. The flour ground from this wheat, combined with the food made from ice core flour dew, has comprehensive special effects such as control release, hunger relief, and recovery. After she finished the analysis, she stopped decisively. Su Wu's eyes moved after hearing this, and he ordered the magic mechanical puppet. I want 2 7-year gourd seeds, 200 kilograms of sky blue wheat, and 1,000 ice core flour seedlings. Among them, the sky blue wheat is sold for 10 million gold coins per 100 kilograms, and each ice core flour seedling is 100,000. The total cost this time is 1.12 billion. I didn't feel anything when the money came in, but now so much has gone out, I feel so painful. Su Wu couldn't help but sigh, resisting the urge to regret. After putting the things into the slave space, he quickly left the Empire Exchange. After coming outside, he didn't go home. If he goes back now, the house will be full of people. At that time, there will be a lot of hypocrisy and courtesy. It's better to run out to brush the dungeon to level up. He will have to participate in another trial in 3 days. Zhang Ning gave 3 days. In fact, he has less than 3 days. Want to level up quickly? That's the only way. Su Wu muttered softly, and quickly went to the wilderness outside the south gate of Duzhong City. About 1 kilometer outside the south gate, there is a dungeon with no level limit, Dark Jungle. This dungeon has a total of 3 difficulties: Normal, Nightmare and Hell. The recommended level for normal difficulty is level 5. The recommended level for Nightmare difficulty is level 10. The recommended level for Hell difficulty is level 15. You can play it solo or in a team. Su Wu left the city gate and walked along the main road out of the city for less than 5 minutes. He soon arrived in front of the Dark Jungle dungeon. There were no professionals in the square in front of this dungeon. It was empty. The main reason was that the shock brought by the novices' job transfer trial dungeon was too great. All the new job transferers ran home to reunite with their families. There is no one like Su Wu. He ran out to play the map as soon as he got home. He walked to the dungeon and looked at it carefully. Dungeon, Dark Jungle, Monster Level, Level 5 to 20. Main rewards: Materials, Blue Magic Equipment, Orange Unique Armor. Dungeon difficulty: Normal, Nightmare, Hell. There are no mandatory requirements for the dungeon, only suggestions and tips. If you have to enter the Hell level dungeon at level 5, we won't stop you. Su Wu muttered softly. He thought about it. He made his goal clear: upgrade. Yes, Nine-tailed Fox Ahri used a total of 230 attribute points in the trial dungeon. There are still 770 attribute points left. Su Wu wants to use Ahri's upgrade skills to increase the level of slavery, and then release the other party. In this way, he can improve his own level. Thinking about this, he naturally won't kill the most difficult Hell level dungeon. Let's go to the normal dungeon. Su Wu directly entered the dungeon. Su Wu chose the dark forest of normal difficulty. Buzz. A beam of light was cast from the oval dungeon teleportation array. The light swept over Su Wu. Su Wu disappeared in the blink of an eye. The next second, he came to a lush jungle, surrounded by dense and dark broad-leaved plants. There was only one road leading forward. Su Wu summoned the Shadow Assassin and the Ghoul immediately. Then he summoned Ahri and Morgana. The air outside is so good. Morgana admired the surrounding environment. Ahri asked Su Wu solemnly, Master, should we plant the seeds, or wait for you to arrange it yourself? You are fully responsible for this matter. The harvest scepter is controlled by you. Su Wu nodded to Ahri. He grasped the magic sword in his hand and walked straight ahead. Not long after, in an open space in the jungle, Su Wu saw a camp. Some green monsters as tall as a person were walking in the camp. He looked at the panels of these monsters. Giant Axe Goblin. Level 5. Strength 100. Agility 70. Spirit 50. Constitution 100. Skill chopping. Just a small minions. Su Wu gave orders to the ghouls and shadow assassins, catch all the goblins in the camp. Wow, in the blink of an eye, the ghouls and shadow assassins took action. In less than 5 minutes, 21 giant axe goblins were already captured in front of Su Wu. He used the enslavement skill on the giant axe goblins. Buzz, you successfully enslaved the giant axe goblin. You received the dedication of the giant axe goblin and gained 50 experience points too. Get 1 fire copper crystal too. Get 1 blood crystal too. You received the dedication of the giant axe goblin and gained 50 experience points too. Obtain 1 fire copper crystal too. Obtain 1 blood crystal too. When Su Wu enslaved the 16th giant axe goblin. Buzz. Golden light shone on him. Congratulations on your promotion to level 6. It took less than 10 minutes from the time he entered the dungeon to the time he upgraded. This upgrade speed has far exceeded that of other professionals. The most important thing is, Su Wen did not attack at all. It was just a simple enslavement. He gained experience that others had to work hard to get. People can't be compared. Su Wu sighed. He continued to enslave the giant axe goblin. After all 21 giant axe goblins were enslaved, he had obtained 42 blood crystals and 42 fire copper crystals. This time, the dark forest of normal difficulty was attacked. He found that The probability of giant axe goblins exploding blood crystals was 100%. Is it just because of this kind of weirdness, or is this the normal drop rate? The drop rate in the rookie dungeon is different from the outside world. Su Wu couldn't help thinking. He first looked at the fire copper crystal. Fire copper crystal. Ordinary material. Fire copper associated crystal, can be used to make props. This thing seems to be a must for making energy conduction devices. Su Wu looked at the fire copper crystal and said softly. The inside of the fire copper crystal was like a burning flame, and it was very beautiful under the light. The reason why he was familiar with it. Because he had seen this material on his father's workbench at home. After collecting the things, Su Wu first looked at his panel. Name: Su Wu. Profession: Enslaver. The only hidden level: 682,500 strength, 609 plus 700 agility, 607 plus 700 spirit, 612 plus 950. Physique: 609 plus 1300. Other additional attributes: block, 500. Equipment: Golden Crow armor, physical belt, imprisonment set, demon necklace. Slave space level 6, 44/70, space diameter 1211 kilometers. Nine-tailed fox 1, ghoul 11, shadow assassin 10, demon 1, giant axe goblin 21. Features: level 1 resource space. Skills: slave level 6, summon level 6, release level 6, mind chain level 1, transposition level 1. Talent: seal of the king of servants level 1, slave gain level 1, freeze, resurrection. Professional features: hundredfold growth, hidden. Mind chain level 1, continuous attack skill, releases a mind chain to one target. The target anchored by the chain will be in a dizzy state and suffer 20 points of spell damage per second. Consumes 10 points of spirit value per second. Transfer level 1, you can instantly switch positions with any slave within a 60-meter radius. This upgrade not only increases the 4-dimensional attributes by 100 times. Mind chain increases spell damage by 10 points. Transfer increases the transfer distance by 10 meters. There are no changes to other skills. After reading it, Su Wu ordered Ahri to test the upgrade of the giant axe goblin. Master, it takes 10 attribute points to upgrade by 1 level. After using the upgrade skill on the giant axe goblin, Ahri said to Su Wu with a serious face. What? Su Wu was stunned and hurriedly picked his ears. 10 attribute points can upgrade by 1 level. Ahri was amused by Su Wu. It's really a surprise. Su Wu was excited. If calculated in this way, these 21 giant axe goblins can let him upgrade by another 4 levels. No, at least 5 levels, Su Wu muttered silently. He immediately looked at the panel of the giant axe goblin. Giant axe goblin. Level: 6. Strength: 105. Agility: 75. Spirit: 55. Constitution: 105. Skill: /. It's really rubbish. Su Wu couldn't help but swear again. He then said to Ahri and Morgana, sorry, I couldn't help it. Then, he arranged for Ahri to upgrade all the giant axe goblins. Soon, Ahri stopped. Master, my attribute value is not enough. She only completed the upgrade task of 15 giant axe goblins. This made her feel a little guilty. It's all my fault. The level is too low and can't meet the master's task requirements. I didn't think this through. Su Wu patted Ahri's shoulder and squeezed Ahri's hand to comfort her solemnly. This time, he also realized a problem. As his level increased, the level of the monsters he faced was getting higher and higher. If Ahri is always level 0, even if he has the upgrade skill in the future, it will only be less and less useful to him. Ahri must upgrade. Su Wu's comfort made Morgana beside him break a branch in anger. Paw. White Lotus. Then, Su Wu used the release skill on the giant axe goblin. Buzz. You successfully released the giant axe goblin. Receive 550 experience points 2 and blood crystal 2 thanks. Wakakaka. Double release reward. So cool. Su Wu was very proud after seeing it. If so, after releasing these 15 level 10 giant axe goblins, Su Wu will be upgraded to level 10. In addition, you can also get a wave of double exclusive drops from the goblins. Cool. After he releases the second giant axe goblin. Buzz. Su Wu's body glows. In the blink of an eye, he upgrades again. It has only been less than 5 minutes since he reached level 6. This speed is like riding a rocket. Keep going, keep going. Su Wu used the release skill on the giant axe goblin again. Buzz, buzz, buzz. After a while, golden light bloomed on Su Wu's body. He quickly released all the giant axe goblins. His level was successfully raised to level 10. Haha, in less than half an hour, I have already achieved my goal. Su Wu said with a cheerful smile. However, this is not his end. He still needs to continue to work hard and upgrade. Because if he wants to take the International College Entrance Examination in 7 days, he must at least reach level 15 to be eligible to participate. Of course, the higher the level, the more beneficial it is for professionals, and the higher the chance of survival. As long as the highest level is within level 30 and not lower than level 15, and the new professionals who have just been promoted to professionals this year, can participate in this international trial. And if you want to be admitted to the first Supreme School of Shengxia Empire Shengxia Academy, you must participate in this trial and get a certain score in the trial. Su Wu looked at his panel at the first time. Name: Su Wu. Profession: Enslaver, the only hidden one. Level: 10, 4144,500. Strength: 1009 plus 700. Agility: 1007 plus 700. Spirit: 1012 plus 950. Physique: 1009 plus 1300. Other additional attributes: Block: 500. Equipment: Golden Crow armor, Physical Belt, Imprisonment Set, Demon Necklace. Slavery Space Level 10, 29 110ths, Space Diameter 1211 kilometers. Nine-Tailed Beast 1, Ghoul 11, Shadow Assassin 10, Demon 1, Giant Axe Goblin 6. Features: Level 1 Resource Space. To be advanced, each upgrade increases the diameter of the feature by 3 kilometers, and 1 advancement point is added every 5 levels. Skills: Slavery Level 10, Summoning Level 10, Release Level 10, Mind Chain Level 5, Transposition Level 5. Talents: Seal of the King of Slavery Level 2, Slave Enhancement Level 2, Freeze Level 1, Resurrection Level 1. Professional features: 100-fold growth, hidden. Slavery Level 10, you can force enslave any existence whose level does not exceed 7 levels of you, regardless of the other party's state. Slavery types: Life, Puppet, Spirit of Wisdom, Enhancement Talent, Seal of the King of Slavery. Summoning Level 10, summon the life you enslave from the slave space. This skill can also send the slave into the slave space. Consume 5 points of spirit value to permanently solidify the slave in the slave space. No matter how far you are from your slaves, you can summon them to your side instantly by using skills. Release Level 10, release the slaves and get 3 times the experience points and exclusive drops according to the level of the slaves. Mind Chain Level 5, a continuous attack skill that releases mind chains to 2 targets. The targets anchored by the chains will be in a dizzy state and will continue to suffer 60 points of spell damage per second. Consume 10 points of spirit points per second. Transfer Level 5, you can instantly switch positions with any slave within a 100-meter range. Seal of the King of Slaves Level 2 SSSSS-Level, your slavery skill has a 100% success rate and 0 consumption. The life that is successfully enslaved by you will offer you 4 times the experience points, 4 times the items or 4 times the materials. Slave Gain Level 2 SSSSS-Level, the life you enslave can be upgraded by devouring special materials and gain 4 times the attributes and skill gains. The life that is permanently fixed in your slave space can leave the slave position and move freely in the activity space, and recover from its own injuries. The life that is permanently fixed in the slave space will have 1 chance to revive in the slave space, and the resurrection consumes 100 spirit points. Note: the slavery that is permanently fixed will never be freed. Freeze Level 1 SSS-Level, within a range of 10 meters, all forces or targets that attack you will be frozen. Freeze state: unable to move, attack ineffective. Duration 20 seconds. Passive trigger. Resurrection Level 1 SSSS-Level, every 24 hours, there are 2 opportunities to revive at the anchor point coordinates without carrying personal belongings. This promotion, not only the skills have been greatly upgraded, but also the talents have been upgraded. The slave skill has added the Spirit of Wisdom. This is a spirit with wisdom, but it is not a life. Its main function is to act as the spirit of the formation, the spirit of the weapon, the wisdom auxiliary system of the super battleship, and other similar functions. It is divided into artificial wisdom spirit and natural wisdom spirit. They only follow the inherent rules and forms. There is no emotion. Therefore, it is not recognized as life. The summoning skill adds a long-range summon. From this point, Su Wu judged. The slaves under his command can travel long distances independently. This is for enslaved professionals. Su Wu's heart skipped a beat, and a strange smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. The multiplier of releasing skills increased by 1. The mind chain and teleportation still increase by 10 points per level. What makes Su Wu most excited is the talent of the King's Seal of Slavery. As long as the slave can get 4 times the experience, 4 times the props, and 4 times the materials. This is simply against the sky. If he has this multiple in the blood trial, then he will get at least 2 billion imperial gold coins in the imperial exchange. This is simply unimaginable. The slave's gain talent also increases the multiplier gain of the slave's life upgrade. And the slaves have the ability to revive in the slave space. This is equivalent to having an extra life. The value of the frozen talent has been increased by 1 times. The resurrection talent has 1 more chance to revive. This is really cool. Su Wu's eyes finally fell on the slave space. As his eyes touched the waiting for advancement option. Buzz, you now have 1 advancement point. An interface appeared in front of him. Level 1 resource space plus. Looking at this interface, his eyes fell on the plus sign. Buzz. The slave space flashed. The resource space was promoted to level 2. The diameter of the space increased from 1211 kilometers to 1214 kilometers. It seems that the slave space has not changed much. Su Wu ignored it. He quickly released the other 6 giant axe goblins. Buzz. You successfully released the giant axe goblin. Receive 50 experience points 3 and blood crystals 3 thanks. These 6 goblins brought Su Wu 900 experience points and 18 blood crystals. Buzz. In the blink of an eye, Su Wu's body glowed with gold again. He was promoted 1 level again. You have successfully reached level 11. Su Wu scratched his head. This time, the upgrade. Only the 4-dimensional attributes increased by 100 points each. In addition, the mind chain and teleportation increased the spell damage and range by 10 meters. Other skills and talents have not been improved. At this time, Su Wu already has 121 blood crystals. It can upgrade Ahri. When he took out the blood crystal and was about to give it to Ahri, his hand suddenly shook. Ahri, try it first. See if you can use your upgrade skills to upgrade the blood crystal. Su Wu ordered Ahri. Ahri's eyes lit up after hearing this, and then apologized. Sorry, Master. I didn't think of using this method. She now has 20 attribute points left. I don't know if it's enough. Buzz. As she used the upgrade skill, a light appeared on the blood crystal. Su Wu looked at the blood crystal excitedly. Level 1 blood crystal. 2 ordinary blood crystals can be synthesized into 1 level 1 blood crystal, a must-have item for slavery advancement, and a necessary energy material for refining medicine and refining. Exclusively dropped by slave masters, can be synthesized using synthesis skills. How many attribute points are consumed? Su Wu looked at Ahri and asked. He pointed the level 1 blood crystal at Ahri at the same time. Master, 10 attribute points can be increased by 1 level. Ahri said solemnly. Su Wu also tested the level 1 blood crystals required for Ahri's upgrade 50. The total amount did not change. But, upgradable blood crystals. Su Wu can use 1 as 2 or even 4. This only requires consuming Ahri's attribute points. Thinking of this, he whispered softly. Ahri's attribute pool has too few attributes. The main function of these attributes is to first increase the slave level, so as to obtain high experience points. Secondly, increase the blood crystals to upgrade Ahri and the slaves. In this way, only then can the value of Ahri's attribute pool be maximized. As for weapons and equipment, consider it when needed. Thinking of this, he did not hesitate. He still took out 100 blood crystals to upgrade Ahri. Buzz. In an instant, with the consumption of 100 blood crystals, Ahri successfully promoted to level 1. Su Wu looked at Ahri's panel at the first time. The reason for him to do so instead of waiting until tomorrow, when Ahri upgrades the blood crystal. Then use the upgraded blood crystal to upgrade Ahri. The main reason is, his slave gain talent has a 4-fold increase in attribute and skill values. Ahri upgraded 1 day later. The benefits he got will be far less than the cost. Moreover, his enslavement and release talents can obtain blood crystals multiple times. If the drop rate of blood crystals is 100% in the future, he will never lack this thing. Just see. Name, Ahri. Race, Qingqiu Fox. Occupation, God Servant. Identity, Su Wu Slave. Level, 1. Strength, 500,000. Agility, 500,000. Spirit, 500,000 plus 500. Constitution, 500,000. Attribute pool, 0 unlimited. Equipment, life plate. Skills, charm sorcery. Attribute pool, upgrade, guidance. Talent, invincible, harmless. Attribute pool, condensing 5,000 attribute points every day. Ahri increases 100,000 4D attribute points on average per level. With the increase of my slave's gain talent, 4 times is 400,000. Add the previous 100,000, exactly 500,000. Su Wu calculated. His eyes quickly fell on the attribute pool skill. This skill also increases 1,000 points per skill. Under the 4-fold increase. 5,000 attribute points. This is a huge fortune. Wait until the attribute points arrive tomorrow. Su Wu will get more. Good. Su Wu smiled at Ahri. Ahri shyly bowed slightly. Thank you, master. She deliberately showed her collar to Su Wu's sight. The waves were surging. Su Wu smiled slightly. Let's go. Keep going. He waved his hand for a while. He continued to move forward with a group of slaves. Soon, they encountered the second camp. This camp also had 21 giant axe goblins. Buzz. Congratulations on successfully enslaving the giant axe goblin. You get the dedication of the giant axe goblin, experience plus 50*4. You get 1 fire copper crystal 4. You get 1 blood crystal 4. With the help of the 10th level ghoul and the 10th level shadow assassin, Su Wu effortlessly enslaved the 21 giant axe goblins in the second camp. These goblins brought 4,200 experience points to Su Wu. This increased his experience points to 4,740 points. He still needed 260 experience points to reach the 5,000 experience points required for the upgrade. At the same time, he also obtained 84 fire copper crystals and 84 blood crystals. The remaining 21 blood crystals became 105 in the blink of an eye. Go. Continue. Su Wu did not release the giant axe goblin. He waited for Ahri to obtain attribute points tomorrow, and then upgraded and released it. In exchange for a huge amount of experience points, he walked about 200 or 300 meters. Finally came to the end of the dungeon. This is a courtyard located on a small hillside. There are 10 giant axe goblin warriors and a goblin chief holding a rattan cane in the courtyard. Su Wu used detection on them. Giant axe goblin warrior elite monster. Level 6. Strength 100. Agility 100. Spirit 60. Constitution 200. Skill whirlwind. Its overall strength is much stronger than that of the giant axe goblin. It can even kill the giant axe goblin in seconds. Su Wu muttered softly. He then looked at the goblin chieftain. Giant axe goblin chieftain boss. Level 7. Strength 100. Agility 100. Spirit 300. Constitution 200. Skills multiplication, lightning chain. Go try them. Su Wu gave the order to the ghouls. Crash. 11 ghouls flew towards the camp. The giant axe goblin warriors held the handle of the giant axe and turned it. Whirlwind slash. The skill was used directly. Obviously. They felt pressure from the ghouls. Bang. However, the gap between them and the ghouls was too big. Even if the whirlwind slash turned fast, it was extremely slow for the ghouls. Bang. In just a moment, 10 giant axe goblin warriors were knocked unconscious by the ghouls. Seeing this, the axe goblin chieftain looked at the ghoul with disdain and contempt, and raised the rattan scepter in his hand. Crash. Multiply skill was used. The axe goblin chieftain turned into a 4-meter tall white-robed giant. Then, He urged the scepter in his hand to launch the second skill at the ghoul. Lightning Chain. Thunderbolt. A white light flashed in the camp. The lightning struck the first ghoul and connected to the second one. It jumped from the second one to the third ghoul nearby. The lightning chain lasted for 3 seconds and then disappeared. There was only a little red on the ghoul's skin. Boom. The axe goblin chieftain still wanted to resist. In the blink of an eye, he was directly knocked to the ground by the shadow assassin who had lurked under his shadow. Su Wu walked in holding Ahri and Morgana's hands. He first used the enslavement skill on the axe goblin soldiers. Buzz. Successfully enslaved the giant axe goblin warrior. You received the dedication of the giant axe goblin warrior and gained 60 experience points. 4. You received magic weapon. Goblin battle axe. 4. You received blood crystal. 4. After Su Wu enslaved the second giant axe goblin warrior. Buzz. Golden light bloomed on his body. Congratulations on reaching level 12. Su Wu grinned. He continued to enslave the giant axe goblin warrior. 10 goblin warriors, bringing him a total of 2,400 experience points. 40 goblin battle axes and 40 blood crystals. Su Wu looked at the spoils. Goblin battle axe. Blue, strength plus 100, skill, whirlwind plus 1, axe class exclusive weapon. Not bad. Can sell for some money. Su Wu nodded. It is also blue-grade equipment. The goblin battle axe is far less valuable than the equipment he got in the Bloodkill trial. He finally looked at the great axe goblin chieftain. Under the other party's weird eyes. He used the enslavement skill. Buzz. You successfully enslaved the great axe goblin chieftain. You received the dedication of the great axe goblin chieftain and received 100 experience points. 4. Obtained magic equipment. Chieftain's crown. 4. Obtained the only orange armor. Goblin's fang. 4. Obtained 1 blood crystal. 4. Su Wu's eyes widened after seeing it. The chance of dropping items is given directly after the monster is enslaved. Cool. He then looked at the spoils. Chieftain's crown. Blue, spirit plus 200. Constitution plus 200, enchantment, fast casting. Casting speed increased by 20%. Goblin's fangs. Orange only. Strength plus 500, Constitution plus 500, enchantment, spike assault. Release 20 fangs to enemies within 2 meters. Each fang makes the enemy receive 100 points of attack and continue to suffer 5 points of poison damage per second, lasting for 10 seconds, with a cooldown of 10 minutes. Enchantment. Fear. Spread the breath of fear, making enemies with lower spirits than you feel fear and turn around and run away. The range of action is 5 meters, the duration is 10 seconds, and the cooldown is 10 minutes. These 2 pieces of equipment are good. They can be sold at a good price. Su Wu's eyes flashed with joy after seeing this. At this time, a portal for leaving appeared in the open space in front of him. Su Wu took the slaves back to the slave space and strode out of the portal. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.